to get your information. To the food to be part of the Smooth, smooth, smooth television. Smooth, smooth, smooth.
I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. I'm gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you and no. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, more than to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah. To spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat get my regular, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update to spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, but
Smooth TV.
yes, but you got
Smooth TV. Smooth Smooth entertainment. Yes,
A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, right in the South, man. Charges on the beat.
to get your information.
All right, tune to Spoon to get your information. Tune to Spoon to be part of our discussion. To know what is happening in Liberia, what's happening across the ministries, agencies, to know exactly what the policymakers are doing. This is where we bring you the news, the updates, the views, the analysis, making sure that you're on top of the happenings across Liberia every single day. I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the program. This is Spoon Talk. Yes, we are back due to popular demand, due to the fact that Liberians across the world have engaged consistently to have their number one program back on the radio. The 2 days off was reduced to one. We're back live across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, and several other frequencies across Liberia, thanks to the Voice of Liberia 104.1, always relaying the show, and a host of other radio stations across the country. My name is Nelson Colette. On this edition of Spoon Talk, promises to be very informative. This is one edition of Spoon Talk you don't want to miss for anything. So we're here tonight. I'm going to open the phone lines and afford you the time to call in. The CEO will be joining in shortly. And it's a very big show coming up tonight. we ask you all to share the show. And I want to say thanks to the many of you who have already joined us. I see a lot of you have started sharing your thoughts in the comment section as well. Masa Riggs, thanks for being here. Ben Jasso, that's Ben Jack. We appreciate you. Daniel Tante, Gasumu, Musa Dixon Sr., thanks for being here tonight. David Colley, we appreciate you. Sarah Johnson, Hannah Moulton, Hilda Daniel, thanks for being here. Per Kimber, Ban Alice, thanks as well for coming on. Diana David, we appreciate you. Florence Yakor, thanks for coming on tonight. Joseph Canto, Jacob Dole, the many of you joining us tonight. Ivani Kamara, Mustafa Alu. Yeah, I like the way that name is, pronounced. You have to swallow some, leave some out and swallow the rest of it. But thanks for being here tonight. It's a great show. We ask you to keep sharing the program tonight as we are about to start taking your course. Lots of happenings across the country, but you've been following Spoon and you know that the situation with Uncle Sam, the loss of his wife, has sparked different conversations in the country, leading to police investigation. More details coming up on that this evening on the program. Plus a lot more happening across Liberia, but due to time, we're going to go to the phone lines, take your calls, hear from you. What is it you want to talk about tonight? Let's hear what your thoughts are for this edition of the program. 0555-101075 is the number to call. 0555-101075 is the number to call tonight, and you'll be live on this edition of Spoon Talk. Let me activate the line now. So we get your calls coming through. 0555-101075 is the number to call. Let's see if we take this one. Let's begin with this call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you. Hello.
From District 17.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. You can hear me too?
I can hear you now. What's your name and where you joining us from, sir?
My name is Lastana Sion calling from District 17.
Okay, it's good to have you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what on my mind is about this CDC men and on all the stations, what happened in Lofa, anything that happened, even St. Jackson, wife, everything. The politicize it. So I'm just trying to tell them something today. From today, the 6 year, we tested them 6 years, and they put our country in reverse. Our country was reversing in their hand. You were never hearing about auditors. You were never hearing about auditing. Only auditors were being killed. So let me just tell them, let me get in their career. Nothing else they can do that Liberian people will go back to them. Let them forget about going in radio station, become a guest to radio.
Thank you.
Okay. So we don't need them. No more. CDC will just die.
Thank you a lot for your input. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, how are you? My name is Mohammed Sama. I call from Lower Johnson.
Mohammed, it's good to have you. What's on your mind?
Yeah, what is on my mind is that I got serious problem with you guys are reporting for Spoon. Look, the station is not for Joseph Boaga, neither for people who in United Party. It's for the Liberian people. So sometimes when you guys lay a business and balance the news, but always when you see the news on Spoon, I'm talking about the show. I'm talking about the broadcast, the local broadcast. You always see journalists or taking side into the thing. So go to the issue. St. Jackson issue.
Which specific issue did the journalists take side in, sir?
Yeah, I follow your show online. All the local journalists they can send on the scene. You people always.
Okay, that's your view. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead quickly.
Okay,
let's hear you.
All right. St. Jackson issue today. Anyway, I can say sorry for him losing his wife, but I want the police to really look into that matter carefully, not to play politics with it, because a lot of people saying that the medical report of the lady that she was sick before, she has certain sickness that she
Okay, thank you.
Down.
Thank you very much. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Well, I'm Edward W. Shannon, and I join you for Central Virginia Back.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
my brother. I got my phone locked. I got my radio very charged. I got it charged by the solar system and waiting you guys to get the actual information of Sam Jackson tonight. I know you're going to be big and bad. Thank you.
Thank you for your input tonight. Keep the calls coming to 0555 Hello. Hello. Your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. I'm Lawrence Spencer. I'm in Johnson as always.
Okay.
Let me say willing to your audience. I want to caution all Nigerians tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way we are politicized the country, it is seriously troubling. I mean, when things happen, people start to run with it and attach it to their political line, whether opposition, government. I think it's wrong. I know it's like during law, nothing. You can even be caught with AK-47 in your hand, broad daylight, standing on Broad Street shooting people. Our law says you are presumed innocent unless proven guilty in front of a competent court of jurisdiction. I'm not a lawyer, but I think in my layman understand that's what our law says. But let's say Jackson thing, the way people wrote it. I mean, for me, I'm not saying he did it or he didn't carry on the act, right? But all I'm saying is we should allow the police to do the investigation. There's a need that this man will be filed to court, and we all will be ready in Liberia. Even those of our friends are in the diaspora. Internet is here. Everybody will follow this case.
Thank you.
And at the end of the day, we'll have a honest conclusion, and everybody will be satisfied. People should politicize every little thing like Bro Nelson.
Thank you very much for your input.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you, this person. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
You calling from Rotterdam.
What's on your mind?
Why am I mad tonight? It's an issue that is taking place in Lofa between Liberia and Guinea security. If you look at the state, actually, our government is on the wrong side. Reason why the river is between two countries. If you want to carry on any construction on your side and you want to take sense, first of all, contact the neighboring country that the two of you all have the same boundary. Because they said they're constructing the Marh River Union headquarters in Foya. So if the company taking the stand to construct the Marh River Union headquarters, it's in the interest of the three countries, Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. Why they have to do it on knowing the other countries? This is why the people are coming and they are curious to know what is taking place under that water, because they are saying that they are digging gold.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for your input.
Tonight.
Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, Nelson. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Let's hear you.
Thank you all. This is Ben Jasper, member of the intellectual people.
Ben Jasper, you gotta be all the way a bit. You're a bit low.
Let me say my deepest condolence to the South African friend. And let me say the Sam Jackson were full of they are getting inspired with for them stop paying for the whole. Last night I saw this video. It was whole country. Now every day now they will go bar now. When they go to how they go there, when they go play alley again, they will go there to get pointed there. Everyone want to go there and the thinking say that will be in the power. We done with it. They buying power again. We start wasting our time.
Thank you very much for your input. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Thank you for having me. I'm bothered by utterances made by old man Sam Jackson. A team of police officers have gone to his house to carry on an investigation. He identified one of the officers and was bragging that he is responsible for the death of this man's father during the war. That is appalling. Whenever police go to your house for any reason, whether for investigation, please call your lawyer. The drug law says you have the right to call your lawyer. You have the right to remain. Silent. So stay there. You are being a person of interest. Now you are pointing to another time and bragging about it. It's appalling.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you for your input. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Let's hear you.
Yeah, well, I'm Mr. Derek D. I'm calling from here, the British community.
Go
Now,
ahead.
what's really on my mind is the issue that has to do with the borderline. So you want to tell me that our border, are completely vulnerable. See what transpired, to get in there. So you're going to say, where are the joint security? Where are the joint security? You getting me?
Okay, thank you. Hello, your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, you want to walk away from your radio, please. The feedback is very terrible.
You got me now?
Yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Mr. Bola from district number 9.
Mhm.
You must this evening.
Okay.
My mind go to the embarrassment situation that came to us in Lufa. When I sit down, I start thinking, somewhere at all, I don't know, whatsoever they do was a war. You start
Okay.
to fire. You know the sea fire water there?
All right. Thank you.
Anyone want to be, you know the poor will be right?
Thank you. Thank you for your input.
Yeah. Yeah, because I wanted to end my talk, but I don't know. I wanted to end my talk. Please.
Hello.
Nelson, nobody hearing you though. Nelson.
All right. Yes. Yes. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah.
What happened? We having somebody in the studio? Nelson, someone in the studio?
I was actually trying to handle something here. Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna take a lot of phone calls today, Nelson. Is Dama ready? Are you communicating with him?
Let me try to get Damo again.
Yeah, let's send a text. I'm on. Okay, they're getting ready. Try to reach out to him. Hey, did you send a link to him, right?
Yeah, I'm sharing it as well. I'm sharing it as well.
Okay, Dama is ready. Dama is ready. All right, let's see. Let's get Dama. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very special edition of Spoon. Very special edition of Spoon. We want to say yes, indeed. We appreciate your time as we share this moment of everything that's going on with you. The rest of the team will be on. I believe that we will be connecting ourselves to the Liberia National Police, the headquarters. We will be speaking to folks from the Liberia National Police concerning Uncle Sam Jackson and everything you know. We have some new development. We have some medical records. We have some a very intense conversation. But one thing I want to encourage every one of us to do on this show as we move on, the law got to be the law. We will hear from the Liberia National Police. You heard from Sam Collins yesterday. They are on top of their investigation. They will do everything to, tell you exactly the way forward concerning this case. Everyone innocent to proven guilty, as we know, it is what it is. I want to encourage you. I would like to hear from you, home and abroad, our fellow Liberians or Americans, and wherever we find ourselves. We'd like to hear from you. It's a very sad time for the Jackson family. We encourage you that we can only give our views, but we have a law, but we have systems, and therefore we will always bring you nothing but the best. You know, the reason why we were off yesterday is because we were actually standing with Uncle Sam Jackson. Through it all, he's one of our panelists, and we were doing everything we can, and we are doing everything we can to sympathize with him and the entire family. But it has taken another turn, dramatic, very, very serious turn. And therefore, instead of being off for 2 days, we have to come in today to talk to you, to hear from you, to give you information. I was able to speak to everyone, you know, the government, Uncle Sam, some lawyers, and everyone. You know, people are anxious. What is going on? You know, and that's why we are here. We got a lot to talk about today. You know, we do have a lot. We have a lot of questions, and you have a lot of questions. So we will bring you in, and once we get this thing going, we want to say share the show. It's going to be a big 2 hours, 30 minutes program, nothing more, nothing less. The rest of it, you have to wait for tomorrow, and then we will discuss issue. Because say, listen, all day today is what happened, you know, at the home of the Jacksons, right? We will not be discussing anything, all other political conversation. Please keep it for Monday. But right now, today and tomorrow, we will be discussing the death of Tony Jackson. All right, Tony Jackson, she was one of us, and we so happy that she came to Liberia to live, you know, with her husband, Sam Jackson, to invest into our economy, to invest into our system. But a very sad time that she passed away. We don't, listen. Today, we'll be strict and sharp as whistle. I'm still waiting for Diamond Slanger. Nelson, please get in touch with them. They are getting ready. But they can bring us up to speed and we can get to the conversation. What you know is what you know. Let me say this to you. Who wrote what you know. What I know, we'll share with you. You share yours with us, and let the Liberian people judge for themselves. But one thing I want to say to all Liberians, we have to elevate the conversation, and we have to be proud of ourselves. When the Liberia National Police and other entities within the government, when they do the right thing. To tell you the truth, I just can't wait to share with you what I have in my possession. I can't wait to share with you what I know. Like I told you, I spoke to Uncle Sam this morning. I just can't wait to share with you what I know the day before. Those were individuals that were at the hospital. I just can't wait. But these are opinions and other people's testimony. The best person, the best group, the best entity is the government. The government will come out and talk to you. The government must be respected. The role of politics, the law got to be the law. So I'm happy to welcome Dr. Francine Chinua Richardson, and the rest of the guys will be joining us, and we'll have a unique conversation. I know we have a lot. I know we have a lot of questions. You saw, thanks to Nelson Colette, Diamond, the entire Sport Network. Nelson, thank you a lot from yesterday to today. You've been on top of your game, one of the best, and now Diamond took over from you. You took over from Diamond. The Liberian people appreciate everything this network is doing, especially through young men like you and Diamond and the rest of the team. Everybody that on this team will say thank you. We will run with this story because the Liberian people deserve better with this investigation. I want to say thank you for joining us. Continue to share the show. Let's make progress. We will be coming on. We will be listening. Folks from the Liberian National Police. Diamond is there. He's present. We will be listening to you, our Liberian people, to hear your view. We will open the phone line as early as we can. We want to hear you, what you think about the death of Tony Jackson. We want to hear you. Seriously. What you know? What can you share with us? Photos all online, you know, very bad one, disturbing photos. Hey, that's why we have a law. Dr. Richardson, welcome to the show. We just say thank you. We hope that your internet is doing better. It's good to have you on, Dr. Richardson.
Yes. Thank you, everyone, and welcome. Thank you, Stanton. Hi, Nelson. You guys are doing a wonderful job in all of the coverage that you have done so far. This is a sad time, as Stanton said, for all Liberians. Anytime a life is lost, we have to pause and reflect on life. Whether is that person is in close proximity to us or not. So that is the sentiment that I come with. I have a lot of questions, like many Liberians have, and that's where we are going to be here, listening to Liberians and attempting to direct them to the proper authority to answer questions. However, our condolence goes out to the Jackson family. We know that Tony is a twin to her sister. We know her. We've seen pictures of her parent, a mother, on here, to her mom, and to the people of South Africa. We want to say sorry in our parlance, Namaya. Mr. Jackson as well, Namaya. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Dr. Richardson. Like I said, the guys will be joining us. Here come Kev Hassan. This is not ever anything short of discussing the issue at hand. And I will say to you, I believe that we will be hearing from the Liberia National Police while on the show tonight. We got Damon Snaggart. He's at the Liberia National Police. We want to say to you, share the show. I really want to hear from you, all of you. We'll spend a long time. Listen, forget the insults. A couple of things happen. And only the Liberia National Police can bring us up to speed. Uncle Sam West passed away, right? We all know true. We had Uncle Sam on the show. Uncle Sam said he spoke. You got our clip.
We prayed.
And everything else that was happening,
we prayed.
We put on our show for God to give her another chance.
Yes, we did.
But in the wisdom of God, something we don't know, God called her home. My fellow Liberians, we have the truth. We have people's story. They say, I say, you say. But what the law say? We have a police IG, Gregory Coleman, who is very disciplined, and he believed, and I believe, and the Liberian people believe, most of them, that he will go ahead to carry on an investigation worthy of his position and in the interest of the family, in the interest of the Jackson family, according to our Constitution and the law. I know a lot. We have some medical documents. Medical documents, like I said, we do have. Oh, Kev, go ahead. Let me take this call quick. Go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, let me say hi to you, Dr. Richardson. Yesterday, when this incident was unfolding, and we all had, devastating feelings. We all felt bad on the situation, but at this moment, the dust is trying to settle down right now. What we know and some of the things that we are saying and understand behind the scene, I will urge everybody not to rush to judgment. I'll rush everybody not to rush to judgment.
Hold on 1 minute, because we are back and forth. We're doing everything we can to bring in and start the show. While we're here today, Kev, yes, let me interrupt you. We will be getting into it. Let's go back to the phone line. I want us to wait because we have to take maybe some representative from the Liberia National Police will be speaking, and then we will come up. So, to you out there, yes, indeed, I want to Kev, because we have to go to the phone line. I want to hear from you. We'll put the numbers up. We do not want to speak too fast into this. We want to wait. Again, you must give the Liberia National Police every due time that they will inform you as this investigation continues. Okay? It's only fair to do so. Listen, Uncle Sam is one of us on set. Uncle Sam Ben, our panelist, and Charlie Quintan, which is forever. But we must allow the law to be the law. What we do have, what we can share with you, we will wait to hear from the Liberia National Police. We do not want to speculate, but we'd like to hear you. We'd like to hear from you. Nelson, while we wait, let's open the phone line. Let's hear from our Liberian people, right, Kev? Let's do this, and it's only fair, right, Dr. Richardson? Let's hear from the Liberian people, because after speaking with the Liberia National Police, then we can come up with our own opinion and share with you what we know, what we have, everything. But you need to call right now. You need to be part of the conversation. Let's hear you. Now we're going to open the line. Nelson, can you put the numbers up, please? Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, this is Marh. I'm calling you from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yes, talk to us from Bismarck, North Dakota.
Yes, minus the death of Madam Jackson, the whole episode is a crime. The domestic violence is a crime. So those are where we need to start from. Before we go into the investigation of the death incident.
But do you have anything to show? And that's what the investigation want to talk about. We don't know whether there were domestic violence, though. We got to be careful, and that's our job to speak to you. But listen, Chief, listen, Chief, let's talk one at a time. And we will give every one of you the chance to speak. I really want to give the Liberia National Police a chance to talk to us all, so I can interrupt anytime once they are ready. But again, these are allegations. These are allegations. There is no report. There is no report from the Liberia National Police about domestic violence. We should wait for them. When they come up with the findings, then we can have that conversation. Do you agree with me?
I'm a criminal justice person.
My man, so let leave you alone. I beg you, Chief. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where are you joining us from?
Thank you, sir. My name is Frank Gibson, and I call from Paris.
Frank, talk to us, sir.
Thank you very much. This is a very sad situation. My condolences to the Spoon family and everyone who religiously watch porn. This is a very sad situation. Looking at those photos and looking at Pa Jackson sent yesterday, I've really been downhearted, to be frank. And I don't understand what is going on. So the only advice I get is Pa Jackson to get into the investigation, and I want, if even the Liberian police or even a lawyer can even call for the South African investigators to assist with the investigation, will be very important.
Thank you.
Those pictures are disturbing, and I'm wondering if and only if, and I hope not so, Pa Jackson wouldn't have gone that far.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me take another call. Your name and where are you joining us from?
My name is John D. I'm calling from New Jersey.
John, talk to us, please.
Yes, I'm not saying Paulson is right or wrong, but what I'm saying here is I hope it's not domestic violence. Because if it is domestic violence, it will be a problem for Paulson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me take another one. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from?
Hi, my name is Michael.
Michael, we're not hearing you. You got to elevate your tone, please.
My name is Michael from Minnesota.
Michael, talk to us, sir.
Yes, stand on the evening. I want to speak from listening to Samuel Jackson interview with Nelson. Samuel Jackson, Uncle Jackson, we call him Uncle Sam. I think he indicted himself. He should not have encouraged an interview. Where was Samuel Jackson when his wife fell from the bed or hit her head? Samuel Jackson said
he met his wife when he returned in a pool of blood on the bed. Where was he? Who took his wife from the floor of where she fell? How he knew that his wife hit her head?
Thank you very much. Let's leave it there. Good questions. And that's why we need the Liberia National Police. They will update us continuously. But beautiful question. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your call in. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. All right, let's take this one. Your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, your name, where you joining us from? Can you turn down your volume, please? You got your TV on or your radio or computer?
Yeah, this is Stedman Boy. I'm calling from.
Emma, so we'll have to come back to you, sir. Your name and where you joining us from?
This is Prince from Long Island.
Prince, please talk to us.
Yeah, I think the situation is disturbing, and we want for the police to do due diligence the same. It is disheartening. Everybody see the photos. So the photo probably could be a whole picture, but then that's to be a forensic investigation so he can be vindicated. If he responsible, let the Lord take his school. But let him be calm, let him rely himself. The story time for him. Let him be calm. And if I bring people, everybody watching the case, a test of time because in recent time was killed in Ghana. That bring people stood up. So it's a test of time for the Liberian community and our government.
Thank you.
That's really the justice.
Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from on the 9690 number? Your name and where are you joining us from on the 9690 number?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
Oh, my name is Tana Little Power from Paradise, Rhode Island.
Yes, Tana, go ahead.
My question is, if Roosevelt Bass did not go to the IG coma, would they have known that this woman was beaten or alleged because the doctor did not call the police? Isn't that suspicious on the hospital?
Thank you very much for your question. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right, on the 4206 number, your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, I'm joining you from Philadelphia.
Go ahead, my friend.
I'm actually calling because my Sam is our papi, and what is going on now? I mean, I want to appreciate Nelson for the time he took, even the other guy this morning. I want you to please and let everybody know we all join together with the South Africans to send our sympathy on what happened. Not the less that, I mean, we should also respect the law and let the law take place. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from the 9690 number?
Oh, my name is Brown Coley. I join you from Minnesota.
Talk to us, my friend.
CEO, I'm just appealing to Sam that you allow the PT of different classes to play course. Then you regard the police and then allow the police to carry out an investigation. Based upon that, he will be free. If he's found guilty, he will face the full penalty of the law. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much. Let's hear you on the 4206 number. Your name, please.
This is Rochelle Robert calling from Canada.
Rochelle, talk to us, man.
Yeah, Satan, I just want you guys to kind of talk to the old man to slow down. Uncle Sam is doing too much. I mean, it's starting to see what's happening on the social media. I mean, his wife being so disrespected like that, and he's not paying attention to anything. Violence not going to solve anything here. Then he takes his time and cooperate with the police. Whatever information that he got, that he gave it to the public. If he didn't do anything to his wife, let the public do. Instead of being adamant and insulting everybody on the internet, it doesn't seem right for him. Seriously.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Nelson, please keep us informed once Dama is ready, please. Your name and where you joining us from on the 9690 number?
Yes, thank you for taking my call. My name is Joseph Conto, and I'm calling from Maryland.
Talk to us.
Yes, let me firstly say my condolences to Mr. Jackson's family and Mrs. Jackson's family. I listened to Front Page Africa interviewing or talking to Mr. Jackson today, and the question was put to him about a post that his personal friends have made on his Facebook page, Mr. Rufus Berry. And the question was like, your wife had told Mr. Rufus Berry that whenever you people have a misunderstanding, you are in a habit of hitting on him.
So, CEO, I think we have the IG.
I believe that the IG is speaking. Let's listen to him.
Of interest to this investigation. As far as we are, the investigation still continues. He is now a suspect, and he will be kept here while we continue the investigation. Thank you.
IG says the suspect. Any charges levied
At this point in time, Mr. Jackson is not charged. We have 48 hours to investigate, come up with a charge, and present him to the nearest court. And I can guarantee you his rights will be protected under the law. Within that mathematical calculation for legal detention, he will be presented to the court. Thank you.
When does this 48 hours elapse, IG?
Well, listen, we are Damo.
Damo, sir.
Damo, start counting your finger until you get it for 48 hours. And remember, as soon as the court opens, we will have it.
So he's now a suspect.
Tuesday, that means we leaving Tuesday.
That means you what?
We leaving Tuesday to the court. When is the holiday?
Well, this place is not a bedroom. So if you want to stay up, there's one thing I know you're here. Without sleeping, stay up.
Is it only Mr. Jackson or the other two persons of interest as well?
Well, I think there's one of them. One of them have been released. The other one is going to be here as well because we're still talking to them. Journalists are here. We guarantee you their rights will be protected under the law. And as soon as the court is open, they will be presented before the court if charged.
Are you keeping the South Africans involved in what is happening because that's their citizen?
The South Africans are well informed of every step of the way. At this point in time, they are basically following up with the investigation. We're on the line with them, keeping them abreast of every action. Hopefully, there will be an autopsy because there has been a recommendation from the coroner for further post-mortem examination. So hopefully, at the earliest, we should be conducting that, and the South Africans will be a part of that as well.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
IG Gregory Coleman there, giving us updates. So the breaking news is Sam Jackson has been elevated from a person of interest to a suspect. He will spend the first night here at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. That's where he will be spending his night. As you can see, the Inspector General has just departed. We've been here since morning. Sam Jackson arrived at 11:30 a.m. this morning, and he will sleep here. According to the IG, this is not a bedroom. So wherever he will get comfortable, that is where he will spend the night. So his lawyers are still here. The Inspector General has departed. As of the charges, IG Gregory Coleman did not speak to any charges as of yet. He says when the court opens on Tuesday, counting the 48 hours into consideration that Sunday is not there, Monday is not there. So Tuesday, they will arraign him before a court of competent jurisdictions and charges are thereof. So there you have it, Mr. Waterspoon and the rest of the panelists.
I want to hold you right there. Let us hold you right there. Can you hear us, Dama? Can you hear us?
Yes, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
Thank you very much for bringing us to on speed with this thing. Let me ask you, his lawyer, what do you think we'll have a chance to speak to his lawyers? Are they coming out?
Yeah.
Will you?
Yeah, we can afford to stick around for a bit, but not for any much longer because the police have to protect their perimeter. So we also are running low on battery power. Imagine we've been here since this morning. All of our devices are out of juice. But we can hang around for a minute to see if we can speak to his lawyers. So
we understand that, Dama. Let me push you a little more. The 48 hours now, because of the holiday, it's going to take us on a Tuesday, correct?
Yes, sir.
But notwithstanding, though, they have elevated, as you said, Mr. Jackson now person of interest. And, is he under arrest? Just to be clear, is he under arrest?
So according to the law, the police can detain him for 48 hours and arraign him before a court of competent jurisdiction. So it can be done within the 48 hours period. So he has now been elevated from a person of interest to a suspect. So now He will be arraigned before court. His charges, the police will charge him. The court opens on Tuesday, as you rightly said, and you listen to the IG. As of the charges thereof, they haven't been announced. What charges? He's only now elevated from a person of interest to a suspect, he and another person. The police IG didn't speak to whom that person is, but he said one other person was released and let go of and will support the investigation as it progresses on. That person is deemed to have no sufficient information, leading to the issues. So that person has been taken off the person of interest list and allowed to go home. We do not know what conditions led to that. Remember, the police who use that person as a witness, the police could get extra information from that person, so we can't tell on what circumstance or circumstances that third person was allowed to leave.
Let's try to save your juice on your phone. I hope you get your power bank. We'd love to hear from Uncle Sam's lawyer wants to step out of the headquarters. We want to say thank you very much, Diamond Slanger, manager, Spoon Network. We do appreciate you and Nelson Kolai as you stick around to produce for us today. Is there anything else you want to add, Diamond, before we let go of you?
Well, the case the investigative process has now taken a turn up the notch in the heat process, if you want to use it like in the kitchen. Remember, Uncle Sam Jackson arrived here this morning just as a person of interest, come in, aid and assist the investigation. Now, he was taken back to his house with the forensic team, brought back here on board a police cruiser because a truck blocked the usage of his personal vehicle. Now, as it's nighttime, again, he has now been elevated, CEO, from a person of interest to a suspect. As to what the next step is, we all do know that it has to lead to a court process. And if the police are confident and they can present their probable cause case to the prosecutors, that is the state lawyers, and they too see this case as a winnable case, then we expect to see a court case proceeding. If the prosecutors do not agree with the charges and the methods, they can either elevate or increase the charges or reduce the charges based on whatever evidence or whatever plea bargain or whatever agreement they might come up to. Until then, it is still a long process. What happens next is only for us to follow this case, CEO.
Well, what's the name of his lawyer? Folks are asking. Can you help us with the lawyer information?
So he came with 3 lawyers. One is a Reverend Grease. Nelson has got more information on that. Nelson was around when he arrived with his lawyers. The next person is another young fellow. The name escapes me, but I know the face. Nelson knows him. He's a young fellow. He's a fair, tall fellow. Nelson knows him. So Nelson can provide the information on the names because he was present when these lawyers arrived and they introduced themselves when they spoke. I only saw that they are still in the building and they haven't left yet, so I can hang around for a bit to see if I can speak to them when they come out. So we further down the road, almost on the Capitol bypass, because the police have said we've overstayed our welcome and we have to let them do their job.
Thank you very much, Diamond. Well, we want to appreciate you. I know you will let us know before you close for the day from your end. We got to get back to the group here in studio and speak to the Liberian people. Diamond Slanger, Spoon Network, thank you very, very much. Let's bring you Dr. Richardson. Now you're hearing something, Kev Hassan. Let's get to Dr. Richardson first. The police address spoke. Uncle Sam will be there till Tuesday and then sent to court.
First, I truly want to appreciate Diamond and Nelson in the way how they are presenting this case to the Liberian people. You guys are demonstrating professionalism, and I really appreciate that. I like listening to both of you as you speak of the case. And standing to your question, what do I believe and feel or think about the IG and the way that he spoke? The IG, he had me laughing, I believe, when he was joking. He told Diamond to count his fingers to come up to 48 hours. Now I could tell that he's taking this job seriously. He's stressed out, so he was able to just sort of speak back quickly, clap back, as my young daughter can say quickly, at Diamond. One thing I respected, one thing he said, I can guarantee you, and he said that several times, that the life of the accused will be protected. And it's something that you have said, centered in so many words, that everyone is innocent until proven guilty. And he continued to let us know that I can guarantee you, if guarantee was the word that he used, that the life of the accused will be protected. And I like that. I like to hear that our law, legal person, our police protected person is saying that. So, Stanton, that's what I have to add to this conversation. Thank you.
Dr. Richardson, thank you very much. Kev, you heard from Greg Coleman. I mean, what say you?
Well, what I'm hearing from Gregor Coleman, and I maybe it's me, but I don't see him speaking in a professional manner. Okay, this place is not a bedroom. Yes, we don't want to hear that. That is not the thing. We know it's a police station. It's not a bedroom. Uh, you know, he will be you know, he's a person. It sounds like somebody who, okay, and I wanted him, I get him now. That's how it come across to me. I wanted him, I get him now. I think he should be a little bit soft spoken and say, okay, we stay investigating, we elevated the case, and then we will go from there. But this is not a bedroom, and this for me it's not that it's not being professional in it. It sounds to me I want him and I will get him now. I get him now. That's the way it come across to me. I want him.
Thank you very much for your view on that. I'd like to say to all of you guys, listen, what I observe, Dr. Richards, I observe professionalism, I observe respect for the rule of law, and I believe the law will take its course. We will hear from the Liberian people, put politics aside. We will hear from the Liberian people and then we'll speak to this issue. Yesterday, Nelson, it was Sam Collins, the police spokesperson, that spoke to you, right? And I hope we get some of the stuff ready. The first day, police was sent to Uncle Sam's house. We saw the video. We watched for network. And then the police retreated. The next day, Uncle Sam went to the police station with his lawyers. Everybody saw that. I believe Gregor Coleman and the Liberian National Police respected Uncle Sam. They continue to respect him through this process. And I hope everyone will have the chance to speak to this. So that's why we are here to open the phone line. Now, here's my observation. It's 9:06. Let's get into it. We heard Gregor Coleman. Dr. Richardson. We heard Gregor Coleman. But what actually happened? Without speculation, we heard Uncle Sam. He came on Spoon Talk. He said, pray for me. He wrote on social media. My wife is sick, blah, blah, blah. Everybody heard that story. Uncle Sam's wife passed away. She died. We were able to speak to Uncle Sam. The government have not come out with her charges yet, and which is so important that we all need to wait. Dr. Richardson, to see those charges. If the government would charge Uncle Sam, we need to wait to see those charges. I hear people talking about domestic violence. I hear people talking about homicide. I mean, different things. Hey, the government have not yet come out officially with the charge sheet. Nelson, am I wrong? We heard. But the government under the Liberian National Police can detain you up to 48 hours. I do believe. As the investigation continues. So, my fellow Liberian, I come back to you. Welcome to the show, Dr. Boplay. But I come back to you now. You heard from Gregor Coleman. What say you? You think the police is handling this thing professionally?
Stephen, can I ask you a question, please? Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Let's have this thing to ask each other question. And is Sam Jackson is the flight risk? Can he not be taken to his house or say he's under house arrest until Monday? Is he a flight risk? Why can't they seize his passport and put him and say go home, be under house arrest until but now at the moment where he's saying he's just going by the law
Are
saying
you asking me or you want to ask an answer?
no, I'm asking you this because no, I'm just
No, you answer them too because we got if you ask me, ask. If you want to make statement, then we'll move on.
I'm asking you. Say what I heard is the 48-hour window they're using with no charges. Why can't they do that? So I'm asking you, why can't they take him, seize his passport?
It's as the description of the Liberian National Police. It's not illegal.
It is not. It is not. So, but I'm just saying.
They know more than what we don't know. Let me frank. They know more than what you don't know, than what I don't know. They are investigating. So they're going to decide. They make the decision as to what I don't know. But you heard the police are just saying we will keep him, and that's fair. That Richard saying, am I wrong? These guys have something in there to say we can hold a suspect for up to 48 hours, and they are using that. So except we change that, I don't think, except you want to put sympathy in it, but it's at the police IG own description. Dr. Bubla, welcome to the show, 12212. Let's hear you guys quickly. We got to go to the phone line. We got to discuss this issue about domestic violence. We got to discuss the issue about when she was taken to the hospital, the medical records. We have some of the medical records from here in America and in Liberia. We got to put all these things together and then make a determination for you to decide, our fellow Liberian, what you think. It's not about me. It's not about anybody here. This is Uncle Sam. But it's only fair to note, and I will add, to allow the investigation to be without speculations. And I think it will only help the process. Dr. Bupla, let's hear you.
Thank you. Good evening to everybody, panelists and viewers. The first thing I want to say is probably the most important thing, and that is I am praying for God's comfort, strength, and peace for Tony's family, for Sam Jackson's family. Comfort because it gives you the capacity to grieve in a healthy way. Strength because it allows you to move from a place of depression and get up every day and press forward. Peace because it's a platform for God to transform pain into power. So I pray for both families on both sides, and I pray that they will find comfort, strength, and peace. I heard the IG Stanton, and I thought he spoke to the matters in a way and at a time when he should have spoken to it. I think he gave relevant information for this particular stage of this case. They, like he said correctly earlier, know a little more than we do. So they have moved and changed Uncle Sam's status from person of interest to suspect. They have their information. Whether they can keep him or not is always based on their own determination for what they have before them and their own estimations. So whether you go home on your own record or we hold you until court hearing, that's their call based on the information I have. I will say though, Uncle Sam, we all know he's a very intelligent man. He got 3 good lawyers. The lawyers would to go to bat for their client and get as much as they can as soon as they can. And if they can get him to be home until court, I'm sure they would do so. For now, I think what's important is that the investigation is progressing. The IG has spoken at this stage, and they're following the evidence, I'm sure. My plea, and I'm sure the plea of all of us, is that justice will be done. Transparency, accountability, justice. And so we move forward cautiously as we see how things unfold.
Dr. Bobler, thank you. Want to welcome to the show, guys. We got to hear from the Liberian people. So want to let's hear you. There's three different important steps here. One, the allegation of domestic violence. Two, the homicide, like we've seen. How can you connect the domestic violence to the homicide? Three, Uncle Sam now he has been elevated to, he's on a detention, a serious suspect here, that he will be sent to court on Tuesday. You listen to Gregory Coleman, and this is huge, this is big. We want to hear from you, the Liberian people. What do you think? Now, we were able to get our hands on the medical record the last time Uncle Sam and his wife traveled to the United States here in New York. The medical record, especially those diagnoses we got to share with you, is in line with Uncle Sam's story. Again, like we said to you, whether we are allowed to share them, once I get the approval, I will share them. We have so many diagnostics, so many medications listed. Okay, and again, you want to be part of this. You want to see them, the kind of medications she was on, what they diagnosed her for, and how can this, corroborate the story that Uncle Sam is putting out there. Only on Spoon, you can find all this information, and we say, sit back, we're going to get to it. Did he beat his wife? When the last time he touched her? Did he curse his wife? Who was at the house at the time? Who did Uncle Sam call? How did he take her to the hospital? So many questions. So many questions. And I was able today to ask Uncle Sam those questions. And he answered the question. He answered it to me on the phone call. Again, I said to you, you want to sit back? Let's go into it. That's our own. But above all, we will appreciate Gregory Coleman and the Liberian National Police because they will carry an investigation out of all of politics. And again, that's the best thing we can ask for. Let me bring you in Wanto T. Wanto is going to be a fascinating show today. Wanto? Wanto, are you with us? All right, Dato. Wanto, we're not hearing you, Chief. Dr. Richardson, before we go to the phone line to Wanto, okay, you want to come back. You got no further concern. I want to go back. The line is crazy. I know that Jacob Jala is coming on. Then we'll talk to Jacob. Then we will go to the phone line. Then we'll start sharing those information. Once I get it okay to share them, I will share them. I will let the Liberian people see. I can tell you, or I can read them, the medication she was on currently. Has she been taking the medication? We respect the system. We respect the process. But what we do is that we give our opinion, and then also we want you to be informed. As the investigation progresses, we want you to be informed. Dr. Richardson, a big case, one of our own, but Liberia Sam Jackson. But don't forget our relationship with the South African. How do you think this is going to play out? News like this in South Africa.
Well, Stanton, first of all, I just want to say, Dr. Brooklyn, you look different. I don't know if it's your beer or whatever, but you look different. No? Okay.
He's in America. Forget about him. Dr. Richardson, I come back on spot. Leave the old man alone.
I just like to observe. I'm quite an observer, but anyway.
Don't mind Stanton. He's just jealous because he ain't got the richness of this white beer. That's all.
Yeah. You look good.
I still love you, man. You still my brother. It's all right. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
You got a little much younger than you.
So, the only thing, there's a lot of things that are going through all of our minds and our thoughts. And I want to tell, Dr. Brumler, thank you for calling for peace, calling for strength, calling for prayers for this family, for the Jackson family, for the family in South Africa. And that leads into your question, Stanton, about how much the South Africa view our relationship with them. We have to wait. This is such, like you said, a big case. So all of us, at least I'm here waiting to see how this unfolds. There's so many moving parts that have been going on since yesterday. So I'm just waiting to just hear how questions are going to be answered here by the authority, and to also, speak about the moving parts, or hear and listen to what people have to say about the moving parts. But certainly our condolence anytime a life is lost, based, even when there's legality involved or whatever is involved, you feel sorry. You want
Well,
to.
my question to you, Dr. Richardson, I'm saying now, news like this going to South Africa. What do you think? That the Liberian South African
Well,
relationship.
it's hard. It's hard, Stanton. I can definitely tell you that we've been in this situation before. We had similar situation with Ghana and Liberia. There was a lot of anger on the Liberian people's part to seek justice for our citizen that was in Ghana. So it's hard. We're processing. We're doing a lot of processing right now, and I would just want us to just continue to process, and encourage, and wait, let as the information unfold. That's all I can say, Stanton, about this. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Emmanuel, welcome to the show. We'll be going to the phone line after you. We want to say, guys, you have to call in. Let me put the number up again. A lot to be said here. I know we're going to test you bit by bit. You want to wait for the medical records. The medical record from the United States as of December 2025. When Tony first had an episode of seizures on the plane when they were coming to America, she bumped her head. She was taken to the hospital in New York, right? All those information, thank God, once we get the approval, we're going to share with you. We do have them. Now, when they went to Liberia, the last episode at the hospital in Liberia, again, you want to see some of the stuff, and you want to get those that were at the scene, those that privileged to have this thing, and they have sent information to us. But we want to say to you, again, we will hear from you. Welcome to the Small Talk. If you see I'm kind of hesitant, because indeed we got to make sure, due to hip hop, we got to make sure they say hip hop, whatever pop it is. Yeah, in America, we should be very careful how we speak of people medical records, right? So I really want to give the consent. I want to be given the consent by text message. The day somebody come after school and say, no, we got a consent from this person, right? Once I'm given the consent, we'll talk about her medical history, because we got to be careful in America. So Emmanuel George.
Good evening, Stanton. Good evening, Dr. Richardson, Kev Hassan, and Dr. Brooklyn. Stanton, this story has a lot of moving parts. Since Uncle Sam has announced that his wife was comatose, and she was in a hospital, and she was going through surgery, many of us have been concerned. So I will take this time to extend my deepest condolences to Mr. Samuel Jackson and his family for the loss of his wife. But in the last 24 hours, we have seen lots of different parts moving. We have one of Uncle Sam's closest friend, claimed to be his closest friend, Rufus Berry, coming with a message. We have Ami Modad also having a message on his Facebook page. And we have the situation where Uncle Sam has been called to the police station, and they've been questioned by the Liberian National Police. So this is a moving development that we are following with the information we have. And again, I extend my deepest condolences to the family. The loss of a life is a serious thing. It's almost like this case that took place in South Africa some times ago. The case of the South African runner, Special Olympic runner, and his wife. It seems like a similar conversation happening in the Liberian community around this case with Uncle Sam right now. But we continue to follow the investigation, but this has a lot of different moving parts. And then yesterday, Uncle Sam, in a video recording, dropped another what may be a bombshell
bombshell that was very surprising to many of us. And I don't think he's going to come out of this situation the same person, because there's, besides the death of his wife, there are other revelations that he have put out there that is shocking many of us in Liberia. But again, our deepest condolences to the family, and I look forward to the different conversation we're going to have on this issue.
Kev, let's hear you quickly. We'll go to the phone line. I want to welcome all of you. It's time for you to talk. After Kev, we'd like to hear from you. Again, guys, a lot of moving parts in this. Be patient with us as we bring to you everything. Kev, quickly, let's hear you. I got to go to the phone line, sir.
Yeah, in this case, you asked the question, what the South African would be thinking. Yeah, South African always have similar cases like this with one of their own, and his name is Oscar. He was amputee mistakenly, as he claimed that he shot his wife. So they always have a similar thing. So it's not strange to them. But I will urge our people, do not rush to judgment. Do not rush to judgment, because a lot of people rush to judgment. This story may turn in a different, for what we know, and I would say what I know. Do not rush to judgment. That's what I would say.
Bring your life. Thank you very much. Now we open the phone line, guys. Again, like I said, this is your show. We like to hear from you. We open the phone line. Your name and where you joining us from?
Well, my name is Michael J. Tike, and I am the CEO of WBHO SC, one of South Africa's finest construction company. And we are here working in Liberia, and I have a very good working relationship with the South Africans. It beats my imagination that this thing happened to Tony, because just a few days ago, she and myself and another South African were at the Lovin Bakery having dinner. And she said to me, Michael, when are you going back to South Africa? Because I have a penthouse. Long and short of the matter, she said, I need to sell one to you when you get back to Centon so that you and myself can talk about it. She said, Michael, I need millions. She was laughing, very fun, loving person. So when the thing happened, I called Sam Jackson. I said, what am I hearing in the news? Can you please come to my office? Sam came to my office yesterday morning. And I said, what's going on? What happened to Tony? He said, oh, she had seizure. She fell on the bed, and then she went off. And I took her to the hospital, and she passed. So I said, okay, then what happened to what I'm hearing about the $1 million insurance you had on her? He said to me, excuse my French, I will say as he said it. He said, look, Michael, that bitch had no money. That bitch was broke.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be something with Facebook. Just use it as a B letter, please.
Yeah, they said that B was broke, that B had nothing. And in my office, I had Reverend Dr. Joshua Turner was sitting in my office, and we were cold. And he said to me, look, Michael, I'm done with this thing, because the first 1 hour is when I really grieve, but I'm a Marine. I'm done with it. I don't regret anything. That was his exact words to you. But here's another one that Sam Jackson said, and most Liberians, I hope they caught that part. When he attacked a gentleman called Saliba, we don't know about, that he killed his father in 1985. He said during the war. The man confessed on Facebook that he killed somebody's father. And I hope people are listening. Sam Jackson, I just pray that the police carry out an investigation, but he's a cold monster and should not be in the street.
So
I'm sorry to say.
So thank you for calling, though. But again, don't you think that's the reason why investigation is ongoing before we come up to get to conclusion here?
Well, the gentleman was not remorseful. I know him very well. He comes to me every day. He was not remorseful. He was bragging. He was in my office and asking me, hey, my man, look, give me something for the weekend. And I said, look, your wife just died. And you're asking for a weekend? I was shocked. I was cold. And this guy, I don't know, but the fact that he confessed to killing another person, I think Sam Jackson is not innocent. And the law will prevail.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. Let me pause on this caller and let me welcome Memisi Peabody. Welcome to the show, Kadi. It's good to see you. We'll get to you shortly. That the book of what you heard, what say you?
Stanton. Yeah, so what I heard from the caller is not encouraging. With that said, there's a thing in law called hearsay, and I want to be very careful here. Another caller may call and say something else. Another caller may call and say something else. I think we'll all listen and we will draw our conclusions and learn from it. If that's what he said, that is not a good thing to say. If I lose my wife and you ask me about stuff, I will not respond that way. But then again, I don't want to hang too much on that. It's one caller's rendition of what transpired.
Okay,
I would say we watch the
We'll take no calls and we'll watch it. Thank you, Dr. Poplar. Your name and where you joining us from?
Stanton, thank you. This is Dr. Artemis again, Chicago, Illinois. Just want to express our deepest condolences to the families bereaved now. And I will use the occasion to allow Liberia to be straightforward with this investigation, that be open-minded. But I want to stress here, with a country that has struggled to have educated people for so long, we have appointed Sam Jackson as our economist. It will be fair that we don't call him an economist, because in reality, Uncle Sam is not an economist. He was born an international warrior, a Liberian economist. So I just want to push that forward. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Let's take another call here. It's good that your call is coming in. It's good that we get to your call. Your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, sir. My name is Cyrus Wenan. I'm calling from Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, one thing we should look at when it comes to Uncle Sam issue is that Uncle Sam had never appeared on Spoon FM in the compound itself. The very first time appeared on our station, which was at the compound, that was the time the incident occurred. So I strongly believe that Uncle Sam allegedly did the act. He left his compound. He come at the compound was Spoon FM just to cover up. So this story of Uncle Sam is not clear. We need to look into it. You're very certain. When was the last time that you ever see Uncle Sam drove at the Spoon FM compound to hold the show? Who often he had at the house to have the show?
But Uncle Sam didn't go to the compound though.
No, but he went there that very night.
No, he didn't. He went to OKFM.
Okay, but he had never one day leave at that time to even have a show.
It wasn't in the night. He went to OKFM in the morning.
Did that several times.
He went to OKFM in the morning. They always go to OKFM in the morning. But thank you for calling. Thank you. All right, so let's take another call. Your name and where you joining us from?
First of all, I'm in Liberia, but doing the roaming right now. So I'm living in the United States, but I'm in Africa right now on the roaming.
Talk to us.
Yes, so regardless of what happened, is very, very much frustrating. I mean, as you guys say, I'm watching the show, as you guys say, we cannot judge right now, we cannot make any statement right now. But one statement that we are going to hold tightly towards is that the statement of Samuel Jackson confessing on social media that he killed somebody's father. It has hurt me a lot, the fact that I know his daughter, we are in the entertainment industry, Queen V. That's her. That's somebody. So, Mr. Jackson, the Liberian National Police and whoever doing the investigation should thoroughly do the investigation, because these things, people that share blood in the country should not be walking on the street of Monrovia. So, I think the Liberian government and you guys should use your platform, as you guys always been using, to save the Liberian people. You should use your platform. And there are more kiddos out there.
Thank you.
They will come to book.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, this is Prince Jacob calling from Indianapolis.
Prince, talk to us.
Yeah, I think the only frustrating part for me, all those friends that are speaking now that are writing on Facebook, why they couldn't speak at that time for the little life to be saved. If they know that Saint Jackson is a domestic violent person. So that's the only frustrating part. They should have spoke before, but now they are writing all these things. We don't know what really going on. Why they couldn't speak at the early stage.
Thank you very much. Thank you, my friend. Let's hear this. We'll go to Memesi Peabody after. Your name and where you joining us from, please. Your name, where you joining us from?
Hello?
Yes, your name, where you joining us from?
Yeah, my name is Prince. I'm calling from Dover, Delaware.
Go ahead, sir. Talk to us.
Yes, I do have two questions, but before I give my questions, I wanted to send my condolences to the bereaved family. This question goes to you directly and Dr. Richardson. If that case was in the U.S., how many security agencies were going to handle that? And my second question goes to the journalist. Did they ask any question prior to the lady death that would give you what actually transpired before her death? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Your name and where you joining us from?
Good evening, Stan.
Good evening, ma'am.
I'm Augusta Flemister calling from Kentucky.
Yes, ma'am.
I always tested to you about Samuel Jackson. No later than day before yesterday, a friend and I were talking about Samuel Jackson. But you know what? What goes up must come down. And what is in the darkness will come out to light. This is all I have to say. He has to repent for what he did to those 12 persons that died, especially John Sherman. Thank you and have a blessed week.
Thank you for calling. Memesi Peabody Kade. Let's hear you, ma'am.
Hi, Stanton. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hi, Stanton, and everyone else on the panel. It's good to join you all briefly because today is Saturday. I do want to express my sincere condolences to Miss Tony and her family. From all indications, I was watching the show before I joined in, and I was able to listen to Gregory Coleman said. So from all indication, from what I've seen, this appears to be potentially sexually based, a sexually gender-based violence, okay? Allegedly. From all indications and the breaking news and these really graphic photos on the internet, it appears that, investigations been going on. It is concerning the bruises on Tony. This is not something unique only to Liberia. This is happening all over the world to women. I know that one of the callers, some of the callers or some comments I stating that, okay, I know that I read Rufus, what Rufus wrote on his page today because he tagged Sam Jackson as well. In some of these situations, I guess he thought he was doing the best thing when he went and spoke to Sam Jackson on several occasions. But we need to have these conversations that when people are in these situations, and this does not only happen to women, this happens to some men as well. You don't go to the person that's victimizing people and speak up. Okay, if you're not therapists, you shouldn't try to be a therapist. One of the things we do is we end up going to talk to someone in the church. if that church member is not a therapist, they cannot really help the victim, because all you are doing is victimizing them. Because when you reach out to the spouse and when you walk away from that situation, they're going to get beaten up again. They're going to end up with bruises. There are pictures on the internet with syringes, tourniquet, like the rubber you tie on someone's wrist. So this is investigation. I don't want to make any assumptions, but it seems a lot happened occur in that house. I was concerned that I didn't see the police tape. For the U.S., in the U.S., we have something called HIPAA law. Her medical records, her pictures, all of those, we shouldn't have had access to those, right? Because those were supposed to have been protected information. So I'm not sure. Maybe they were leakage or intentional. It was intentional to put out there. So again, as you know, as the LNP is doing this investigation, we're all watching and waiting for some reports. I know that Sam Jackson did mention Dr. Doe did the surgery. So then I'm sure that there's going to be some medical reports for the trial. If this intentionally goes to trial. Kev Hassan, I want to address what you said because I wasn't on the show when this started. You asked Stanton if this was, why was he kept? It is the Liberian law. You can be held for 48 hours. So the police chief is within the law what he's doing. I'm not a lawyer, but I am a clinician. I'm a nurse. As far as what you can do, okay, in some places they have pamphlets in bathrooms. When you see things like this, you need to speak up, because what happens also is that these victims end up having something called Stockholm syndrome. They tend to lean towards the person that's victimizing them. It's seriously unfortunate that she lost her life when there were so many warning signs. She looked emaciated to me. She looked like she doesn't eat. She looked very jaundiced, means she's yellow. When you see her, and to me, every time he went live or posted a picture, they were staged to me. Okay, so I'm speaking from what I saw, and that's concerning. The one thing, Stanton, let me just add one more thing. In one of Sam Jackson's video, he pointed to Sirleaf's son, and he stated, "We killed him." Everybody's having all this conversation. I was young in school. I actually went to J.J. Roberts and CWA with this man's eldest daughter. So it was extremely concerning that he blurted that out. It's also not normal that when you lose your spouse. I recently lost my mom. I'm still grieving. So there are certain things you do when you're grieving. You're not on the camera. You're not having fun. You're not, he was basically laughing throughout the interview. And Diamond and Nelson have done really great. I think I've met you before. I think you have awesome staff. But at the end of the day, we went viral in the Liberian community that, a Ghanaian murdered a Liberian citizen. We also need to speak up for Tony, because she also would she also deserved justice.
Thank you very much, Nancy.
Being abused now, we also have to be vigilant and speak for them as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you on Spoon. You can stay as long as you want. I want to say thanks to you. Let's get one to the time to speak. We got to go back and hear from the Liberian people. They've been waiting for us. Want to? Here we are today. This thing is moving.
It is. It's truly, deeper revealing kind of conversation. Stanton is also an emotional one as well. Is one that calls for clarity and national. This probably will be a tested moment to see how judicial system work, and I'm one of those who called on for very driven independent investigation. And the reason why I said driven independent investigation is because one of the biggest challenge we've had over the period of time is persecution in the art of social media. And for me, I'm not the best believer of the art of social media prosecution. Sometimes there are two things that we achieve with that. One, we tend to demystify the investigation process in a way that lead towards the wrong motive. The second aspect is we determine the end of the investigation, and then at the end of at the climax of the investigation, we become extremely angry at the outcome. And so for me, I think the case is very, very much that I'm worried about the pictorial evidence all on social media. I'm also worried about the independent views from friends on domestic violence cases.
Let me pause you one, two. I want to ask you a direct question. That would be the question we take to the Liberian people because we got to move on. One, do you think the Liberian National Police is proceeding correctly? Do you appreciate
definitely. This is how a national police should proceed. They determine specifically if the case should move on of just being a person of interest towards.
Do you think this? Do you everything you know so far? Is there any reason now to say that yes, indeed, there must be an investigation?
No, even from the beginning, I've called for investigation. I think there must be investigation from the beginning. The truth is, Stanton, investigation must not only be driven on evidence. Investigation must be driven on suspicion. Must be driven on any other case.
So you appreciate the investigation?
Of course, that's my position. I've always appreciated investigation, but yeah, that's what I always call for, Stanton. Investigation must be impartial, must be driven on facts. For the police to be able to justify persecution, it must be driven on serious, tangible evidence. That is medical report, that is forensic evidence, and also the code of law. And I also want to.
Real quick, we got to run. One, two, we'll come back to you. These are questions that people are asking. I want to bring in Jacob Jala and the rest of the team, Kev, Dr. George, Dr. Boaklet. And then remember, Sita, Dr. Richardson can return. Welcome to the show, Jacob. The same question. What you see so far since the police got involved? Do you think it's a reasonable investigation? Jacob, welcome.
Thank you. I think the police is doing their job. It's just kind of like a routine task for them. That's what they're trying to do, to launch investigation and do this thing. It's an ABC approach for them. They know what to do. They take in the box and they're worried about the protocol. So I have precisely no issue with them. For me, what I have issue with, or let me not say what I have issue, what my view is on this whole noise that have been going around on the internet, is the matter of people jumping to conclusion. And I think most human beings, when these things happen, tend to be driven by emotions and all of that. As far as we are concerned, we don't know anything right now. We see pictures passing around. The veracity and the authenticity of those pictures have not been verified. And this Jacob Jala here cannot be silly enough to form conclusion on people making comments and pictures floating around. I have precisely no reason to say, hey, Mr. Sam Jackson is a domestic violence person. Now, there is precisely no evidence to that as we speak now. So I don't understand why people are jumping to all kinds of conclusions. We are in the age of artificial intelligence. People can manipulate pictures. I'm not saying those pictures have been manipulated, but I'm just saying there is a modicum of possibility that they may be not the right picture or maybe the right picture.
A lot of Liberians have different questions, views here and there. So let me push you. As a panelist, everything you're observing. And this will be hard, but if you can answer, we do agree. Do you think Tony was murdered?
I have no reason to believe that at this point. So for me, Stanton, let me say the way I approach things in life. I refuse to allow feelings and emotion to drive the way I think. I'm sorry, maybe I'm a different animal, but I love to stick by the evidence. Because when people bring feelings and emotion, they're more than likely to potentially be wrong because they're not clear thinking on that particular point. So that's why people who do investigation are detached from feelings, because that's the only way they're able to follow the evidence. So I'm saying here, in conclusion, I know you want to take other people, that I will hold my position at this point to wait for the investigation, to allow the police to do their job, and allow the evidence to do the talking, and allow us to drive the evidence to drive us to conclusion. Because now it's difficult to hold, because we have the presumption of innocence as far as our jurisprudence.
Correct.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you very much, Jacob. Guys, if we'll go to the phone line, the same question when you come to the call. Please answer 3 or 4 questions. 1, is the police proceeding correctly? 2, do you think foul play in this thing that Tony was murdered? We need to hear from you. 3, was the bruises or old bruises? You saw the picture, you know everything, you know, just real quick. Do you think she was murdered? That's the key question. You have heard enough. You saw Nelson out there, you saw Diamond, you saw everything online. What's your take? Let me ask Kev Hassan. Do you think the police is proceeding correctly, Kev? 1, 2. Do you think is anything pointing to that this lady who was murdered?
There is nothing pointing to Sam Jackson murder, Tony. That's 1. And 2, like Jacob said, it's an ABC routine. So the police don't need any praises for that. That's what they need to do, and that's what. And 3, Mama C, I understand that you addressed my point. I'm not saying it's not the law. What I'm saying is that it's not a flight risk. Instead of the police coming out and say this is not a hotel, it's a sleeping place and whatever. And I don't think he needed just to say all that. He need to, I was just saying, asking question, can he go to his home and be there as a house arrest until Monday? I'm just saying that. And to one important thing I want people to understand. We will not judge whether she was abused. But when I look at those pictures, right, the previous pictures that she was alive on the picture taken, those pictures are consistent with seizure and activity. Mama, see, you're a nurse, you understand that. Black eye, all those things consistent. You can look it up. People can look it up online. You will see similar things like that. It's very consistent. So we'll have to wait until the investigation. I see people will cause, they will say that, but those bruises, very, very consistent. And what some of us have seen, we know there's a history. But Stanton would will explain more into that so that people can see. There's a history here. So let's not rush to judgment. That's all I would say.
Thank you, Dr. Bople. We got talking about abuse, the bruises on her body, the in the surgery scar on her head. We are talking about diagnosis here. People are asking questions. Was she murdered though? What's your take? A quick follow question, and I will also squeeze in the way in which the police is proceeding. What say you to Dr. Bople?
To the first question, Stanton, I think the police is proceeding properly. Clearly, there's probable cause, and that's all the police need. The police just come and investigate. That's their job, to figure out stuff and then move it to the next place, which would be the court of competent jurisdiction. So I think IG Coleman and the LMP are proceeding properly. To the second and most important question, was she murdered? I don't know yet based on the evidence provided, but I will hope not. I will hope not. And if she is, then may justice be rendered in this matter. But I will hope that she was not murdered.
Consistent with the bruises on her body, what do you think, Dr. Bople?
And I want to measure my words because I know public opinion, people want you to put a stick in the ground and take a side. Law is not emotion, law is reason. If you got a bruise last week, last month, 2 years ago, it could suggest a pattern. But what the law would be asking was that the cause of death. And so a lot of pictures we see may not be from yesterday, the day before, the day of her death. So I want to be very careful with that. And I know we would look at it and say, oh, the man beat us. Well, it could very well be. And I'm sure once you get into the investigation, they would dig into it. But cause of death cannot be what happened 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago. So based on the pictures, and to be very careful here, we'll let the evidence play out, because the jurors will dig into it. Did stem, corroborating witnesses, all of those things will create authenticity and validity, and then we can say this is it. But as far as cause of death, I don't think the pictures that we see may have been that day, an hour before.
So are you saying those photos seem to be old?
They're very concerning. They are very concerning. They indicate abuse at some point, but I want to be careful not to put it on the day of the incident or attach it to the cause of death. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Emmanuel, Dr. George, you think those are old photos inconsistent with the bruises? Was she murdered? Is the police proceeding correctly?
Well, Stanton, I won't say the police is proceeding correctly, but I would say that the line of investigation the police started is right. According to Mr. Rufus Perry, when he heard about the passing of Tony, he took his phone and he called the Inspector General, Greg Coleman, and informed him about history of abuse. That information from Mr. Berry warrants an investigation. Where I am concerned is pictures being leaked from the hospital and the mortuary into the public domain. Now, I don't know if it is the Liberian National Police or whosoever is doing that, but if the investigator took seize of this situation, why are they allowing these pictures to be leaked into the public? Why are they not protecting the investigation? Now, the pictures that have been circulating on Facebook, I cannot confirm nor deny whether they were taken on a day or they were taken before that time. Because in as much as we want to be sentimental and sympathetic about this case, this is the first time, the very first time, I believe, and in my opinion, the public is learning of the domestic violence side of this story. There appears to be no police report about Tony making an or reporting to the police about this. So again, we allow the police to conduct their investigation because they are equipped. I'm concerned about the leakage of photos from the mortuary and from the hospital into the public domain. The next thing is that there are many in the public who are saying that, oh, because Mr. Jackson was eating a big bowl of fufu means he was not sympathetic. There are stages. I'm not a medical doctor, but I deal with addiction, and I know that grief and loss have different. There are 5 stages to deal with grief and loss. You start with the stage of denial, you go into anger, and you start to bargain with yourself. Is this how Mr. Jackson expressed himself? Because if we follow the pattern of Mr. Jackson, we know that he seems to be someone who craves our attention, and he put a lot of his issues on social media. And it appears that he was going through the same situation. But I agree with the police investigation. This case warrants an investigation because a member of the public informed the Inspector General of Police that he has been a witness to domestic violence in this family, and that warranted an investigation. To answer your question as to whether it's a murder case, I'm not too sure. I'm still studying the timeline of Mr. Jackson coming from OKFM, coming to his home and finding his wife or lying in the pool of blood. We may question why he didn't call the police at that time, why he was more interested, but I don't know what was running in his mind. That would be his conversation with the investigator. But I would have to study the timeline to really reach the point where I can try to understand whether a murder took place in here. But again, we have a history of seizure, but we also have another history that is coming out. There's a second thing I'm very, very concerned about, which would twist this case in another direction, and that is some of the utterance of Mr. Samuel Jackson that have many of us in the public now in deep shock with those utterances.
Dr. Josh, thank you very much. While we have everybody answer, one of the lawyers of Mr. Jackson will be on the show to speak to us and speak to the Liberian people. Will go to the phone line. This is your time to speak. Let me bring in Asido, 12212. Let me see Kabat, and then we will move in. If the lawyer do come on, we have to interrupt you. Former Deputy Minister Asido, welcome. Same question we asking everyone today. What's your take? The discoloration, the bruises on the body, do you think it's consistent to murder? And just let us know, is the police proceeding correctly as it?
Well, thank you, Stanton. First off, let us start by expressing our condolences to the family. Such times are very difficult for people losing their loved ones. And we pray and hope that they will find the strength to move past this time. To the issue of the police, though, I think it will be one of the times where we will need to be measured in what we say, because this will be one of the most sensitive cases we have had over time. For the police launching an investigation is something that I support. I think it is the right thing to do to determine the actual reason that led to the death of the young lady. But there is another side to the story that I'm concerned with. Mr. Emmanuel spoke about it. That has everything to do with the pictures coming out to the public. Few persons allegedly from the public domain have accused the pictures coming from the angle of the police. Because my understanding is the police immediately got at the home of Mr. Sam Jackson. That would mean the police took seize of the matter. So whenever information is being leaked out to the public, it is only just to ask questions to the police who actually took seize of the matter in the earliest possible time. Now, here's my issue. If indeed, and just if, the pictures we've seen in the public, especially the one from the mortuary, the one from the hospital, got any connection with the police, then I had too many questions asking myself, what is the real intent of doing that? I would only want to assume that will be to buy into public sentiment, because these are some of the cases where you have the public sometimes getting ahead of judgment, and especially when they see certain things. So the fact that the pictures will be in the public without a detailed investigation, and I'm very sure it will be only a small group of people that will have access to seeing the body, to seeing the lady at the hospital, those will be the very small group of people responsible for ensuring the pictures came to the public. Once the picture came to the public, people will start forming their opinion based on what their eyes are seeing. Like again, the matter said, there are other pictures that we saw before that we, as of this time, cannot be certain if those pictures got connection with the actual issue of murder at hand. We only know. And that's why we would think, though, an investigation being impartial, being thorough, is one of the best ways to go to ensure we get to the bottom of this. But wherein you allow the public to have their opinion based on information you have already leaked out, it becomes so difficult to control the narrative in the public, because the people will already be set at a certain place that, you know what, you did this or you didn't do it. That part of the investigation is where I have a serious concern with. I do think the police should investigate, but in that, it should be void of politics, it should be void of leaking information, it should be void of trying to get the public sentiment or following in what is right.
Let me ask you quickly. How sure are you the police leak these photos out? Isaac, without hearing you, tell yourself. How sure are you the police leak these photos out?
No, that's what I said, allegedly from public information. I'm not 100%, but my only thing I would say though, Stanton, you who think that once the body went to the mortuary, it will be only a small group of people that will have access to the body because the police have already taken charge of the matter. So who then?
So let me push that. And that's what we have this. Let me push it though. The bodies came from the hospital.
Right.
You got so many staff. You got the tech, you got the aide, you got the doctor, you got the nurses, you got all of that. Do you think it only came from the funeral home? Do you think it only came from the other department in the hospital because of the way in which it was placed? But let me leave you to that for a second. Do you think the discoloration of the bruises on her body is consistent with abuse?
Well, I would want to believe that. The only thing that I would want us to look at more is the timing of it. Is it now? Is it time in the past? I read a post from one person who claimed to be Mr. Jackson's friend. That post is one thing for me I condemn for the fact that the only time worthy of the brother to speak is the time where the public is geared up into what has happened. So I don't know if a person coming up claiming to be the friend and narrating these things that according to him he has seen sometime in the past is something we could take at face value. I don't know. But
so again, was she abused? You think was she abused?
Again, I would want to say it has something to do with a reaction walking down the road. Many things could happen, but I know there will be a pattern of something. Abuse could be one possibility. There are many other reasons that could be. But again, it's something
I know a lot of people want to call in, they want to wait and want to. Was she abused, Wanta?
Sandra, is a very interesting question. The idea of seizures is very personal to me. I lost my biological sister from seizure. Sometimes they call it epilepsy. So I've seen firsthand account of the impact and the physical attachment it have on the body. So I'll be ignorant enough to justify, what impacted the bruise or specifically, whether it's seizure or domestic violence. I'm also cognizant of the fact that there's a first-hand account, which is from Rufus, his friend, and I must be able to take that into evidence that we must be able to, appreciate the first-hand account and call for investigation. The other thing I wanted to be able to come on stand on is if this, let's say for instance, if the pictures and the graphics is coming from the hospital, it's also deeply concerning. Health practitioners are bound by serial confidentiality principles. You leaking personal pictures and texts in the chat room, is helpful only for investigation purpose. My concern is now it's all on social media. It should have been used only for the investigation for internal purpose.
We understand that, and not to drag things to want to. Do you think those the allegations are circulating around that she was beaten, she was abused? I actually think, and I like what someone said, these are old photos, right? But it's part of the investigation now. Do you think she was abused that led to the discoloration of those bruises?
The first-hand account is alleged. Of course, we must be able to take into account the first-hand account, Stanton. These are very serious allegations from Rufus, which shows that he witnessed domestic violence from her in the first-hand account. So what we need here now is an impartial investigation. And I think also I did listen to a statement where I don't know if it's alleged or something, where he said, as couples, we did, fight against each other. So obviously, in cases of marital affairs, domestic violence is very much pervasive in our economy. So for me, on this show, I cannot deny domestic violence. But what is more important to justify a stand on, which I do want us to be able to look at, is to look at the cause of death and the domestic violence. They will have a chance to try two separate cases in this scenario. One is the evidence of domestic violence when she was alive, and the current scenario, whether it is a probable cause of death. And if we justify that in a very fair manner, we will have a deeper understanding of clarity and justice. And I think this is where the police, and I'll just close on the note, the police has an incredible role to prove the entire cause of death. One, they need medical evidence to determine the probable cause of death through autopsy and medical analysis. The second aspect is the source of the injuries, which I just spoke about, Stanton. Investigator must determine whether the injury was reported or the bruises that and the hair wound and all these things that have been justified in the image leads to probable death. Then we separate the previous case scenario of history and of medical evidence. I haven't seen the medical history yet, and I know you have better understanding of the medical history. And these are probable conversations to have to better help the investigation. All I will call for is that the public must allow the investigation to go through and avoid making, incidental decision making on who is guilty or who is not guilty.
Thank you very much. We're going to end with Mama C. Mama C, the same thing. Mama C, we got to go to the phone line. We are looking at, again, let me read some of the diagnosis as of December 2025. Jacob, it's very important. When she traveled to the United States, Dr. Bople, she hit her head on the plane when they were deplaning. She was taken to the hospital in New York. And the reason for the visit at the hospital, seizures, number one, the first diagnosis. The second was alcohol withdrawal seizures without complication. And people can take it down, anemia, bladder infection. All right. I'm not going to post them. We got a lot of history. These are the full diagnoses. And again, I was only told that I can read them. I'm not posting them. Now we're going to go to the medication involved, but let me just go over it again. The last visit at the hospital, the Jamaica hospital in New York, when they were deplaning and she bumped her head, she hit her head. They took her directly to the hospital, and this is very important. The reason for visit, the first diagnosis, seizures, the first one. The second one, alcohol withdrawal seizures without complication. Alcohol withdrawal seizures without complication. The third one, anemia. And the fourth one, bladder infection. Now, we're going to pause right there because we do have the medication, those different medications, right? And again, like I said, we receive a report. Let's just get into it. That Tony wasn't taking her medication. And I think that's why it was very important. And the smart thing the police did, they enter the home and they look at the medication. The medications, you look at some of the pictures, they are on the table, it's on the drawer, it's on the nightstand. Those medications, they are consistent with the list of medication that we receive. The list of medication that we receive, very consistent. Now, the report that we got, guys, stop calling for a little bit, please. Everybody stop calling. Let's get into it. We will definitely take your call. So the list of medication that was received, we want to say to all of you, I can only read them. I am not showing them up. Again, please, folks, stop calling. Let me take the phone number down. We will open the phone line later, but we have to go through this. It's on my phone. If you call me, I will not be able to go through it. So if you listen to the show, just pause a little bit, stop calling. Now, let me go the list of medication. We got the 4 different diagnoses, the admitting diagnosis and everything. All right, we got picture of Tony in the hospital here in New York. We got picture of her in the process. I'm not going to show that. But again, so these are the medication. These are the medication. All right, all the lab test was done. All right, lab test was done as well. You know the basic lab step, the BMP, the CBC, right? The creatinine level was determined, right? Drugs monitoring panel B with confirmation, right? The hemoglobin A1C was checked. Everything else, as you can see, the check for UTI and all. These are all the stuff, and they did a CT scan. They did a CT scan at the hospital. So let's go through the list of medication. Medication at a time received on the document, page number 3 on the document with everything as 1. The medication received at the time, aluminum, magnesium, right? They call the medical, it's I have to say, because you got to understand if you work in the medical field. 1, 2, they put her on antibiotic for the UTI, which is Cetraxine, Rosifin. You guys can understand those are antibiotics, right? Diazepam, Valium. People that know diazepam, Valium for sleeping. All right, put on Pepsi, right? Famotidine, folic acid 1, folic acid 2. I don't know. Heparin was given. IV heparin was given in the hospital. Zofran was given as well. All right, and now the key medical, the medication that was given to her for seizure was a phenobarbital. That's the most important regular one. Phenobarbital was given to her. Potassium chloride, sodium chloride, vitamin B, vitamin B1. All right, and they gave her all these medication. And I will read the last one, which is so important, bear with us, and require, as usual, follow up. We are talking about these are the information from the United States of America. I want us to pause there. I will reveal to you what we got from Liberia likewise. Again, like I'm saying to you, I cannot show anything because of all the other stuff involved. I was instructed just to read them to you. Let me go over the key medication again. And those of you that are taking note, then we can bring in our audience. I'm saying that we get in Montgomery County and we get in Jeremiah, Samuel. Once they log in, we'll bring them on. But it's very important that you take note as we drive ourselves towards the investigation. And I'm happy that everybody's saying the police on the right track with the investigation. But the woman, let me end with this. It will be very important for us to go through now with phenobarbital. It is confirmed that she got seizures. She has seizures, right? And she also took diagnosis, which is very important that you should look at. Seizures, number 1, alcohol withdrawal seizures without complication. Number 2, what I said to you, even if you're not in the medical field, quickly, guys, we got to go through the phone now. We got a lot to share today. It's very important for us to go through them. Dr. Bopler, let's hear you.
Stanton, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, listing medication, trying to inform us a little more. But, quite frankly, the most salient piece of information that could determine how this case proceed is cause of death. And we don't know cause of death yet, okay? The police have not declared that. You cannot take all your medication. My brother suffered from seizure, and he passes out every now and then. You may not take your medication here, there, over yonder. But what caused the death? I just want to be careful. I appreciate you trying to, illumine the public and think, but I don't want people to start drawing conclusion. Oh, she didn't take her medication, so maybe that's why she passed out. No. What caused the death? The police would tell us.
And you have a death certificate coming up. We would not. Yeah, but Dr. Bobler, we would not. I would not go more than what Gregory Coleman.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
We are fully informed, and you got to understand this. But we cannot, and I will not do this on the show tonight.
I understand that.
I want to explain that, and I will wait. We got to work in connection with Gregory. Now, somebody say, "Oh, HIPAA, no." If you get a consent to do this, it's fine. I didn't go to the hospital to get this thing. This is to your hospital. We have been given a consent to want to read it. We are reading it, and these things will be displayed in the court of law. So the lawyers will have it. Everybody will have it, because I think these are some alibis. These are exactly what we need to know. So let's just go through it. Dr. Bobler, I understand where you're coming from. It's very important for us to take note. But I want to say to you, that's something. The reason why we are reading this because people believe otherwise, right? It led to the multiple seizures. We are hearing seizures occur more than 2 times that day.
Okay.
And she hit her head.
So let me just footnote this, CEO. I appreciate you giving the opportunity, and I appreciate you proceeding respectfully and responsibly. And I'm with you. Some things you would not say, a lot of things you shouldn't say. I get it. All I want to say is this: since we all don't know the cause of death yet, we can't say specifically. Once the death certificate and the cause of death, clearly the police treating this as a homicide of sorts. Not a natural death. You police won't be going to look for forensic. But until they say the cause of death, a lot of things we're saying is just kind of preparing us for what they would tell us. Once they tell us, then we can zoom in from cause of that and work our way backwards and then connect the dots. That's all I want to say. Thank you, CEO.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bopler. Jacob, let's hear you. It's good to have you come great. We have to go to the phone line and hear our different people. But we have a medical practitioner here. We'll give her the time to weigh in before we go to the phone line. Jacob?
Yeah. Steno, you see what my opening comment was all about? Because I have said, and I want to repeat that point, the best possible way to form an informed opinion about this matter is to open ourselves up to the possibilities, to different possibilities, not to rule out anything or not to factor in anything, to allow the evidence and the fact that the investigators are currently conducting to lead us to conclusion. For me, that has been my approach from this matter from day one. That has been my matter. I don't want to say this was the cause of the thing was domestic violence, or that would be extremely premature and would not be backed by conclusive evidence by the Liberia National Police or the investigators. I also don't want to say this was as a result of seizure, because that would be infantile, that would be premature, because we do not know yet, we do not have no conclusive evidence yet from the investigators. So that is the reason why, from my perspective, I have said that I will suspend any conclusion on this matter, absolutely any conclusion, until we can get the final comprehensive investigation.
Jacob, and that's why we're here to give our opinion. I think it's only fair to inform our audience, not to conclude.
No, I agree. And the reason why
most people don't know. Jacob, 1 minute. Do you know that most people don't know the medical history of Tony?
I agree.
People, when they saw the picture, let me bring you up to speed, Jake. You will speak. When they saw the picture, people believe that those pictures were very current. Do you know that people call me and say, Stanton, the laceration on the lady hair was when she fell and she bust her head?
Yes.
So that more to it, and it's our information to come up here and share with our audience. And we will speak to the stuff on her head. Now, if this is domestic violence, how do you tie it together? And some people say, oh, well, yeah, it's true, but let's educate our people. Our people, some of them are in the wood, they got to get out of that mindset, what you are seeing. And that's why we appreciate Gregory Comer and his team as they carry on the investigation. But notwithstanding, we got to bring our people up to speed. Go ahead, Jacob.
I agree 100%, and I 100% you're doing a fantastic job, to get additional information in the public, to continue to educate the public as we move forward, which is a beautiful thing. And I like that, because we also saw pictures, about potential laceration, bruises, and all of that, all coming in the public to provide information. So I fought you not on that account. I was just making a general comment to say that's why it's so beautiful that we have an investigation. This is a scientific process, and for me, I have no doubt over the experience and the knowledge of the Liberia National Police. They've been doing this thing for ages, so they know what they're up to there as far as getting the benefit of the doubt. So I want to say, like we saw on the internet, there was a dominant narrative for certain people, paraphrasing guilty verdict and all of that in this kind of thing. I think that's not helpful for the investigation. The degree of open-mindedness is required to allow us get to a conclusion on this matter. That would be my point again. Thank you.
Jacob, thank you. Mama C, let's hear you now. You wrote down the diagnosis, some of the medication. We got to do it little here, little there. We got to educate our people. Not everything that is shown on social media seems to be correct, but the most important thing, Gregory Comer and the Liberia National Police have taken seize of this matter, and there is an investigation. So everybody should remain calm for the investigation to proceed, right? But now we understand that we have other issues, right? The diagnosis that comes along, right? Whether they're going to support the ideas and whether those things actually led to her death. We shouldn't shy away from the fact that she had some medical problem, right? But who killed her? Was she murdered? You know, are those, that's the reason why the investigation is ongoing. Let me see.
Okay, so thanks, Santa. I want to acknowledge Kev. I agree with you. The bruises, I can't really tell whether those are recent pictures because we're all seeing these viral pics on Facebook, on social media. But those bruises are consistent with seizures. They can potentially happen with seizure. Those bruises can also be a possibility of domestic abuse. So we're all making assumptions here. The second thing is, Stanton, I was listening to you. She's on phenobarbital, and that is a better medication treatment for alcoholic seizure withdrawal. So it seemed like she was on the right medication. I heard thiamine, so it sounds like she may have some issue with alcoholism as well. And then I'm still not clear why they did a A1C. That's the test you test for diabetics, or it didn't say that she's diabetic, so maybe they were just doing a whole bunch of labs to see what they could come up with. So the medication is consistent for the seizure and diabetic alcohol withdrawal. So she's on the right medication. I feel like the police is doing the right thing. I feel that they may have some evidence that we don't have, that we are not privy to, for them moving him from suspect. May have probable cause, right? So that's why they're holding him for 48 hours. It is still unclear whether this is a murder investigation. So I don't want to make an assumption and say it is murder until we get to that point where the police make that decision. I do feel that, I hope they did take Sam Jackson's phone from him to look at it, because we have lots of evidence in our phones. Guys, you don't let people come near your phones. So there are lots of information in there that could help with the investigation. I hope that they also have Tony's phone as well. In my opinion, I believe that this is proceeding. We all have to wait for the investigation. You cannot necessarily stop the public from speculating or speaking up, because the alleged victimizer also have gone on Facebook doing live, doing live broadcasting. He even spoke to the investigation, commenting on his wife's private part. So I don't know, for those that are friends to him, word of caution there, but there's enough from what I saw, there's enough to hold him, and ask some serious questions.
Thank you very much.
Everyone is innocent. That one more thing, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. We should not forget that. But he is apparently being found guilty in a court of public judgment.
Mama, thank you. Let's move ahead. Mama, thank you. Let's move ahead over to the phone line. We want to say, let's hear you. We'll come to you, Kev, and the rest of the team. It's only fair. We'll go to Dr. Josh, but let's go to the phone line. Ladies and gentlemen, call in. Let's hear you now. Listen, I gotta be very careful. People say, "Oh, stand up," because you know what? Uncle Sam was on Spoon Talk. We gotta be very careful, because if not, people, what people say, other Dr. Josh, it's only fair that we give you the information. She has a medical issue. You listen to the diagnosis, the medication she's on. We'll move to the hospital. When Uncle Sam took her to the hospital, what actually happened? We got the information. Those that were present when they did the surgery, we got the information. Did she go to the hospital with the laceration on her head? Was the operation done at the hospital in Liberia? The people need to be informed, right? There will be no way for us to not tell them. So let me bring in, I think this is Mr. Jeremiah. The name is Jeremiah Samuel. I think, Jeremiah, welcome to the show. Sorry, I'm not saying your last name. Can you unmute yourself quickly before? Who are you? Are you one of the lawyers for Mr. Jackson?
Can you get me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Are you one of those that represented Mr. Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, of course. I represent the legal interest, and we're involved right through during the investigation. Up to, I mean, just a few minutes ago when we departed the police headquarters.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Spoon. It's good to have you at this time. You're always welcome. Can you bring us up to date?
Well, as I told Nelson, which I'd like to share is that I mean, we've been there since 11 a.m. We were there. Investigation started after all the, I mean, the preliminaries, the pleasantries, and then we went straight into business, which began with him giving a narrative of what he knows happened and giving a history. And based upon that, there were interrogations, questions asking back and forth. It's a whole team of investigators, including 103 who led the investigation. And thereafter, I mean, we had to guide him because they were going back and forth. I had to guide him as part of our rule so that he's not incriminated. And I mean, everything is his rights are protected. So thereafter, we were asked to produce that in the writing, which we did. I mean, he did he wrote what he knows about the situation, and then we had to review it. And thereafter, of course, I mean, standard procedure. What was expected is that when you do your kind of make statements, they draw a questionnaire from the statement, okay, for follow-ups. But that wasn't done because I mean the time issue. So we all agreed that we want to go on the crime scene because I mean they wanted to go on the crime scene. They needed to go on the crime scene. I think yesterday, but there was some issue about the entry, as you all may be aware. So we had to go on the crime scene based upon the information provided about the bed issue because he had indicated that he I mean apparently he suggesting based on assumptions that she may have hit her head on the bed, and because considering the way she was positioned when he entered the room. So he needed to see the bed, he needed to see the place, how it looks, and other kind of things. So we had to go there, the forensic, along with our forensic team, to a photograph and video of I mean, the apartment or his residence. And I mean, asking for some of the things because she didn't have clothes at the time, so somebody had to brush the poor clothes on her, so they never get that particular article, that clothes in question, even the clothes that was on him too, the blanket and several other items, that the investigator feels relevant for assessment of the alleged crime. So and we had to go through all that went back to the police headquarters, and then we had to do the inventory, we had to mark them, all the items I took on the horse, verify them. We went through that, took a photograph of it as well in our possession. And then after that, we had to wait, here and there, again, questioning. And eventually we were told that the police, I mean, had to keep him because of several reasons. I mean, Gabriel indicated to us that one, he was mainly based upon your own safety too. They had, reason to believe that, that there's some form of suspicion notwithstanding. The investigation still remain inconclusive. That's why we're gonna be there tomorrow morning. We're gonna go back because there's I think there was some confusion. I mean, with the whole assessment. So they have to suggest a reconstruction of the crime scene. So in fact, tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, we'll have to go back to the very horse. Are you getting me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. We hear you, sir.
Yeah, so I suspect that they didn't get their acts together so far because they indicated
You want to
they
sit
for
upright? Your
reconstruction of
hand,
the crime scene. I
your,
mean,
your honor arm is showing. You want to sit upright, please?
we were there today, just hours ago, and so they are saying that they want us to go back again tomorrow because I think they didn't. I don't know what the problem is, but I mean, that's part of the right. They can reconstruct the crime scene as many times as they want, to make a determination. But probably they don't want to do the rush. So okay. So okay, then you will sleep over. Then tomorrow morning by 10 o'clock, we'll go back at the residence so they can maybe do some measurement because they were particular about the bed, because considering the height of the bed. If somebody falls in, they considering the height. And well, we are also concerned about the own determination when he will be charged, all the considerations. So Gregor indicated to us, I mean particularly to us, that they have decided to have the team here in Liberia on Monday. So probably the autopsy will be done next week. So to further up their investigation, because I was concerned about the time you're gonna spend here and there, in prison here and there. But I mean, we had some good relationship. And well, this one appeal that he doesn't sleep, in the prison
Are you the
among
lead?
the
Are
other
you the
people, so that
lead
he may be having.
counsel? Are you the lead counsel?
Well, I don't know what is. I don't know what is lead counsel, but I was hired just as my colleague and work together. But I was leading most of the charge. I don't want to say I lead counsel because we are all colleagues, but work together. I'm co-counsel, so we work together since this morning. We've been working together, teaming up. So I'm up to the time I left.
Which law firm is this? Which law firm are you from?
I'm from J. Johnny Momo Associates. He's my colleague is from
Okay.
Kings and Associates.
Okay.
My colleague. Okay, yeah. We are from
So,
two different
so,
law
so you guys
firms.
expected to go back tomorrow, and you're probably going to visit the home again, correct? That you
Yeah,
said.
certainly. Yeah, certainly.
How did you leave
So
Uncle
we're gonna go
Sam?
back.
Is he upbeat?
Sorry?
How did you leave him tonight? Is he upbeat?
No, he's spirited. He's spirited. He's spirited. I mean, we laugh. I mean, all other things. Asking here and there. Do a normal thing. I mean, we laugh. He's spirited. I didn't see any form of brokenness in him. So I mean, even though I was very worried and scared for him, but I mean, the way I saw him, I mean, he was like,
Is
Jerry,
the
don't worry.
police,
I mean,
is the Labrador National Police proceeded correctly? Because some people out there think otherwise, but most people have appreciated the fact that they are proceeded correctly. Well, what do you think? In line with your
well,
practice?
yeah. So far, I think it's just standard procedures, and I think it's in a conference, a better way of law. So, but so far, I want to see how it goes. Going back tomorrow, since it's inconclusive. But so far, I think it's the procedure is followed. I don't see any breach so far. We went through all the processes. We were more friendly. It was not hostile. The investigation wasn't hostile. That's
Can
why
you
we took a long
please,
time because
can
back
you
and
allow
forth. We had
us
to
to
make
bring
inquiry.
in?
Everybody that come got doing.
Can you allow us to ask you one question each, because we eager to know? Uncle Sam is part of this program. It is very important. Liberia from all over Glue in.
Yeah, but I mean, as I indicated to Nelson, I reached out to me. I said, I'm basically going to give you, information about, I mean, the totality of the event today. And I don't want to go into details. So I don't know.
Oh, you don't want to? Yeah, you cannot. You
So
cannot.
far, I don't see any reason to go into detail. I don't want to give an update of where we've been. Yeah, I don't see appropriate. Got a whole lot of things from far from what the public sees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything
And
else you want to say?
so far we
And
are
we
confident
respect
that
that.
he didn't commit a
Is there
crime,
anything
and
else?
has been speculated.
Is there anything else you'd
That's
like
all I can
to
say.
share with us? Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before you leave? Are there anything you want to share with us?
I mean, just to admonish elaborate people to. I mean, I think as much as you don't control opinions, but to not jump to a conclusion, because I mean, what is out there is far different from what we see and what we've heard. And a lot of records we reviewed, there's some contradiction. So I like it. The narrative on social media should not be a basis for any judgment. But I can understand that's a code of public opinion, but the code of law is different. But I want to encourage people to calm down. I can understand the right of the victim and the women issue. Those are issues, But yeah, man, he's entitled to equal protection, and equal protection of law applies to both the victim and the accused. So yeah, much as he's being accused, he should also be given the opportunity and exhaust all the procedures in order for people to be accusing him. I mean, blatantly, even passing judgment. I think it's unfair.
Reverend, if you
It's
don't
unfair
mind,
to him. So
if you don't
we should
mind
give the investigation
answering
a
before you
chance.
leave,
Thank
if
you.
you don't mind answering before you leave, you represented Gloria Muslim Scott, right? You're one of the lawyers that represented her, correct?
Yeah, quite correct.
Is there any similarity here? Are there anything you can compare to what you get into with Uncle Sam?
Of course, there's similarity that but I don't want to talk much about that now. But there are similarities in terms of there are leeways to that form of tax already. But I mean, let's see how the process go along, and then maybe we can talk about it sometime. But right now, I mean, we remember going back tomorrow to reconstruct the crime scene. Maybe so the findings may be different again from what we found today. So I don't want to give you a chance.
Have you guys received the death certificate yet? I know it's too soon. Is there anything from the hospital in your possession that speak to the causes of death?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Will you be at the
Not
autopsy?
yet. Of course, a representative have to be there at the autopsy once it is scheduled. We have a representative there. It's not done in the other part of the presentation. We have to be represented.
Thank you very much, Councilor Jeremiah Samuel Dubo. We do appreciate you, sir. Thanks.
Attorney Jeremiah Samuel.
Anthony, thank you very
Okay.
much, sir. All right. Well, there you have it. Dr. George, let's hear you. Anthony gave us his piece.
Yes, and again, I'm maintaining my position on this situation. A member of the public called the Inspector General of Police, Inspector General Gregory Coleman, and informed him about past abuse. The police had to investigate to see whether past abuse was led to the current situation. So the police have on the right track. I'm amazed that certain pictures have been leaked to the public. That way I have my concerns, but I think the police is on the right track with this situation. Uncle Sam, as we have all stated, is a panelist on this station, someone I respect based on his struggle for Liberia multi-party democracy, when he had to take over the Democratic group in the U.S., when there was confusion between Bacchus Mafia and other members. He was the one appointed as the youngest person to head the movement towards our multi-party democracy. But be that as it may, we have a situation of death, a foreign person from South Africa, and it's important that we investigate the situation so that the South Africans should know that the Liberian authority did take all concerns seriously. Now, my concern now may not be of interest to the public, but it's of interest to what you share. Because alcohol withdrawal can also lead to severe seizures that can also lead to death. And what was going on with her that we did not know in the public, because it comes from it is due to consumption of alcohol, complete the abuse of alcohol or alcoholic beverages that leads to that situation. So was she depressed? Was she using alcohol as a depressant also? Was she going through some struggle? Those are questions that we may not find the answers. The police will think about finding the answers. But this new revelation brings a lot of questions, especially the medical one, and those of us who work in, who happens to play devil's way in the field of substance abuse and addiction. It hits our head and brings us to ask some questions when we see these things coming up. But again, the police did the right thing because a member of the public informed the police of abuse in the past, and I continue to maintain that stance.
Very much, and good point. If you ever work in the medical field, you come to realize that these things are very consistent. It's important for us to address it. Something was happening. While we close on this topic, we'll continue to more information, more documents, and I can tell you, those that were at the hospital for the surgery, at the hospital, those that know Uncle Sam, right? The surgery was performed, the different steps, we have the step to step, right? But again, we will just pivot a little bit. We got video concerning the commander, and I will say this after this conversation, of the LDA from Kitman. We have video that he was arrested in Sierra Leone today. He was arrested today in Sierra Leone with tons of drugs. the, the LDEA commander from Grand Cape Marh. He entered Sierra Leone with tons of drugs and he was arrested. I will play the video and maybe we can discuss it more. Tomorrow we want to have the LDEA acting director on. We hope he can agree to come on that we can discuss all these different issues. Kev, let's get back to Uncle Sam. Now you heard the list of medication, the diagnosis. Again, our sympathy to the family. But what's the unit?
You know, early on, I said this, and I see a lot of people in the live feed were insulting. I said, you don't rush to judgment because there are a lot of things coming up, a lot of things that we know, a lot of evidence was saying. If there's a reason why they prescribe medication for you, if you don't take it, it will be you have an what we call unwanted effect, right? Because when you take the medication, it stable you. That is the wanted effect. You don't take it, you will get a wanted effect. It will have an issue. So you should, and people should understand that. I wish Dr. Bupler was on. He said, "Oh, his brother's seizure, he don't take it." But everybody different. Everybody different. Some people sugar level will go up; they don't drop. Some people sugar level will go up on that same. They will drop. As we call it, your A1C. So people need to understand that, in this case. Listen, we know we would love to beat on people. Oh, this is abuse, this is this. But I don't know if Stanton will speak on that. But months ago, Sam and sent message to Tony, a mother in South Africa. He said, it's in, I think Stanton have that message. Maybe Stanton will speak on it. And in this, maybe, I don't know if Stanton will allow to speak. Complaining on the same incident that she have seizure and the alcohol consumption. This thing could happen. She need to take her medication, eat right, and stop. So there's a text message to Tony mother for Sam, I think months ago, almost a year ago. So we're having all this information coming in that we in our possession that we know about. So I think we should wait. And secondly, when the bruises, and I think and Central make it made that clear, right? That when you look at the picture that were released from the morgue, none of the bruises were on that picture, unless what you saw on her chest, and that consistent with with doing some mouth-to-mouth CPR, whatever.
Thank you, Jeff. We gotta go. We got about 14 minutes left.
Yeah, 20 seconds, Stanton. 20 seconds.
Let move on. I have to bring the rest of the guys in place. It's very important.
Yeah, just 20 seconds, Stanton. We'll move on. So I just urge the public to listen to it, watch, and Spoon will come up with more development on it. But there's a lot of moving objectives, a lot of things that we're seeing, and a lot of information we're getting in our possession. Don't rush to judgment.
Thank you, Kev. Let me bring it in, Jacob. We'll hold suspendency for last. She will close on this. So all of you will go to the phone line, folks. We'll hear you. Don't give up. You're going to be heard today. Jacob, let's hear you.
Yes, I mean, we are our heart is torn by the passing of Tony. I mean, these are the kinds of things that tear our hearts, because she was a truly gorgeous lady, and Sam and most of us here are friends. We do politics together. I've been knowing Sam for a long time as young student leaders at the university. I even met, Tony with him on a number of occasions. So, this was on the face of it, I we saw it externally a beautiful, intimate relationship that was moving on there. Now, we also know that, so on that basis, we are hurt, by her passing. However, we also know that Sam, and I can understand why we see a lot of brouhaha, a lot of polarization of opinion on the internet, because of course we know Sam was a deeply politically polarizing figure. We all know that he had sharp opinion, and many people don't. Some people don't agree with his opinion. Other people get emotional on Sam's opinion. But this is democracy. We too have some have sharp opinion. People don't like sometimes. But it's a democracy. It's a free speech, it's freedom of speech, and Sam is entitled to his opinion, entitled to his view on political matters. So when you have a situation of this nature, especially the death of his wife or death of somebody, we should be able to draw a clear line between his political persuasion and political view and a potential situation of death or potential crime that happened. And I think I see on the internet, some of the views, particularly, I want to be careful not to put politics in it because it's a deeply sensitive matter. But we see that people try to collapse and merge the two things, his political opinion, and then use it to pass judgment on this matter. And I think it's important for us to, again, I will repeat, we don't know many things yet. We really don't know. We are in the realm of speculation here and there. And speculation has no basis in it because we're just conjecturing. We're just supposing coulda, shoulda, would have. So that's why it's important for me. I always try to do that. I'll draw the line between that. Disagree with your political views, that's fine. But if a situation comes up that is different from the political view, I'm able to divorce the two and make sure that is happening. So we want to thank the ministry, the government, the police director. With this country, our taxpayer dollars, we've invested a lot of money in building capacity in Labrador National Police. Army was here, they built a lot of capacity in forensic section. We pay our money every day to make sure our police have the capacity to do this kind of investigation. And, we have the presumption of innocence. And if any foul play happen around the death of Tony, we are here, we advocate for justice to be served. But at this point, we want to remain extremely open-minded. And we want to stand on the side of the evidence, and we allow the evidence to take us, to conclusion on this matter. So, people, I think we all need to be educated and warned not to politicize this matter. I know it's freedom of speech, but I see some Unity Party people, same language there, more Ali there, trying to bring so much politics. I think that's dangerous.
I don't think it's fair, Jacob. Let's hold you there. Let's move on. I think if you do this,
that's my view. That's my view.
No, but then that's my view to tell you that if you do this, you're trying to put politics into it. I don't think those people are, because it's seriously, the reason why I'm going to stop you, because I know Mo Ali, and I don't think he went after Uncle Sam negatively, though. Two things happen here, and Mama C spoke about the other issue. Uncle Sam looked at the child of another man and said something that was so odd, whether he was angry when he said it, and that is wrong, and that's why Emmanuel Josh is speaking to. We always calling Uncle Sam 24/7. Please be quiet. You don't have to speak. Just lay down the cell phone. But any issue between you and Mo Ali, you will solve your issue later.
I got no issue with no human being in this world. Trust me, I'm a free mind. I got no issue. I'm just saying that we should not politicize the matter. Yeah, trust me. Yeah.
Thank you. I said, let me bring you on to one to kind of great. Then we'll go to our sister member C. That we will be taking a full call for this. And I want to say it's always good to have you here with Spoon. I think what the police is doing is exceptionally well, and we should applaud them. And we wish Uncle Sam well through the investigation process. Isaac.
Well, Stanton, thank you. And like we said earlier on, for some of us, we want to remain consistent as to how we approach the issue of death, any death, because every life should matter. In the time past, we were on these platforms asking for the people not to rush to judgment. That was when the late Shalom Musu was killed in a cold-blooded murder case. That time, we asked for patience and we asked for the police to do their job. This time, we will do the same. What is amazing to me now is the fact that we seem to be united in the call for investigation. Unlike the time past, when one of us, the Unity Party specifically, did not see the cold-blooded killing of Shalom Musu as anything worthy to be investigated. Good thing today, all of us can agree that life of a person needs protection, and if such a thing happens, no one should rush to judgment. We will not come up and say the investigation into the alleged killing or death of Mr. Sam's ex-wife is political. We will not accuse the government of going after Uncle Sam because he has been a thorn in the flesh of the government. Unlike time past, when the Secretary General of the Unity Party accused the weird government for being political in the death of a promising young lady whose grave is seen around today. It melts my heart that that little girl died and her body seems to be beneath this earth forever. No one is being held responsible for that. On the flip side of that, the one person that the law had held for the gruesome killing of that little girl was freed by the Unity Party. Here we are today as a team, ensuring and calling for justice to be done. I would think, as a people, this is how the matured minds should do. We all have said the same things here. Can we all say that the spouse on the lady was domestic violence or not? We cannot. We just have to wait for the investigation. And that's why we are asking our people, stop rushing to judgment. It could be, it could not be. Only an impartial police investigation to uncover the truth can tell us certainly what transpired. And now we want to end. This is the time where everyone should see that unity in justice should be our strength, and not a time when we have one political party calling the death and the gruesome murder of a promising innocent child as being political. We think, all of us, every one of us, you can be wherever show justice takes its place.
Arthur, thank you. Wanto, let's hear you.
Thank you, Stanton. Again, as we started off, I want to be equivocally clear that violence against women or violence in all totality has no place in our society. I think the death of Tony is a tragic moment for us nationally. We while we see the name, the emotions across Liberia, it's also important, Stanton, to highlight that this requires professional, impartial, and evidence-based investigation. And the reason why I emphasize on these words is because we have very exceptional narrative here. We have medical evidence, we have findings, and then we have different scenario from the Liberia National Police as well. The other thing I also think about is I think maybe this may be a historical sentiment. Liberians are extremely emotional when it comes to cases as such, and the reason why is I'm not immune to the sentiment on it because I think we are deeply traumatized. And the reason why we are deeply traumatized is because our civil conflicts, Stanton, 250,000 plus people die in this country, and people are extremely, traumatized by just the understanding of that scenario, the issue of vulnerability, the issue of, being taken advantage of, even the protection of women in Liberia, which I think we should be. We should be. I do think that this case and the previous, amount of cases we have in Liberia should create an elevation that we must do better in terms of the protection of women and children. What we've seen over the period of time, Stanton, the statistics is alarming. It's alarming. We have single cases that take the national stage, and we are passionate about it. But take your time and look at the amount of cases. There are silent voices we don't talk about in this country. The last time I spoke about the amount of rape cases in the country and domestic violence. One of the fact checkers came and said, "Oh, Wanto is providing statistics comparing two political states." But the reality is, this is the scenario. This conversation should elevate us to think better. Like I said before, Stanton, in closing, I will say this: the police has a role here. One is I do not judge people when it comes to that stage of grieving. Psychologically, I think Mary said that psychologically there are multiple stages of grieving. There is shock and denial. I don't know where Samuel Jackson is currently. In a moment of shock and denial, you are at a place where you are psychologically not even at a point to accept a death. You may behave irrational. You may behave, unavailable to the surrounding, and you may be present yourself in a way that you're not even aware of the situation. I'm not judging where he is currently, but I wouldn't judge the stage of grief or the personal output of an individual to warrant a case as such. The other thing I also do think that we must do better with, stand on, the police has a role here to be objective. The police has a role here to be impartial and to be able to demonstrate, a fair and professional case. They must be able to understand that this is a case that all Liberians are concerned about. The court of public opinion is not a jurisdiction for any case as such. And I will say this as possible. We must separate code of public jurisdiction or the code of opinions from what is fact and what is truth and what is honest. We have two cases that is alarming here. We have the case of domestic violence. We have to decide whether the domestic violence instances is the probable cause of death, and we have to decide whether the domestic violence case is a case of previous occurrences. Either ways, the police and the prosecution has a right to be able to pursue it, whether it's past or present. They can definitely file it for domestic violence and probable cause of death. I'm very concerned about this. I wish the investigation all the best in this scenario.
Thank you very much. Colonel Gray?
Stanton, thanks, man. Thanks everyone for coming earlier. One thing in our humanity that we look forward to is all men, are presumed innocent until otherwise proven. So I will give that clarion call that Mr. Jackson is completely innocent unless the investigation proves him guilty. One thing I know again is that Tony, the deceased, may also rest in peace, did not die of natural causes. In my opinion, unnatural causes, whether by way of seizure or whether she was rushed to an early death, something is responsible. The medical report might come out, and expert opinion might point to certain elements that cause a premature death. She's a young woman. One thing I will say is that if at all people are looking for motive, that motive, if Mr. Jackson is undergoing investigation, it will be a matter of his temperament. His temperament. Mr. Jackson, even though people will process trauma a different way, but if anything, it will be by what he has said, and they'll be looking for motive in that. One of the issues was that when they said the woman was found with scars, whether they're old or new scars, it said people involved, people in relationship get into domestic issues, including jealousy. Now, if you go back and listen, he said that. And then he was confronted at the other side. It was so temple. One thing they would test, if you, let me give you the issue of one small movie I watched, Few Good Men. They push the commander of a particular Marine detachment. They pushed him to the extent, and when you're angry, that's when the real truth comes out, your real true self. And the guy admitted to something he was hiding all along. When they pushed Mr. Jackson yesterday, pointed at the victim and say, "Your pastor leave. We killed him." That's true. Okay, so they push him. He said, "Oh, people can get in domestic situation, especially if jealousy is involved." Those kinds of statements sometimes can incriminate people in a trial like this when they're looking for mens rea or they're looking for motive, so to speak. So I will hope that none of that will count. But Stanton, sometimes we have urged Mr. Jackson sometimes to limit his temperament a little bit. When he's an angry man, it's a different being. I'm not going to prejudge him, but that's a characteristic he needs to incorporate within himself as an individual. Other than that, this could be one of the issues that he's going to pay dearly for, whether or not he's going to stand up.
Thank you very much. Mamasi Kabat. Why I always call you Mamasi Kabat? Yeah, because we have one Mamasi Kabat from CDC, I believe. I'm sorry.
I'm not Mimsy. I'm not her. I'm Mimsy Peabody.
Yeah, Mimsy Peabody Kennedy, please.
Okay. Thank you. I want to start by saying that it is very important that we do not politicize this. This is not about politics. I want everyone to be cognizant and remember that someone is dead and someone is being held liable here. I do want to state that we talked a little bit about the clinical, her medical history, but even if you're married, your spouse cannot authorize the release of your medical history to the public. I have a concern about that. In the U.S., we have HIPAA privacy laws. What occurred? Liberia also have privacy laws. Our health records.
Can I hold you right there, though? Now, if your spouse remain your spouse to your death, yes, indeed. Now, what is applied to you, the nurse practitioner, to you, the medical practitioner, you cannot release that. With the family, there's no restriction that you cannot share the medical record. You, the nurse, you, the medical practitioner, you in the hospital or in the nursing home, you are not allowed to share it. That's why HIPAA restriction is not on the family.
So HIPAA restriction. So HIPAA does not guide Liberia. Liberia have privacy laws.
Correct. But
also,
I'm saying, yeah, America, because you say America, it's not on the family, right?
So regardless whether she's dead or not, the spouse still cannot authorize the release of her medical records. I want to be clear about that.
No, okay.
Because during the investigation,
is that what it is under the Liberian law?
I'm not sure.
Are you speaking under Liberia or the U.S.?
I'm pointing out that her medical records, because this is going to be, it appears it's going to lead to an active investigation, those are supposed to be protected. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Mama C, we are a news agency, right? What we do here is different for the investigation. Will we get it?
Hold on 1 minute, Ken. Mama C. Mama Z, it's all on Facebook. Mama Z, it's all on Facebook. We shouldn't even argue.
It's all on Facebook. Okay, all right. It's open.
Yeah, it's out there.
That's fine.
Hold on 1 minute. Let me say this to you. And I was trying to protect, right? Because I know, and I got a consent. I'm not saying from who. You can only read it. But surprisingly, other folks, they are sharing it on Facebook. So maybe they got it on the same way I got it. It's all on Facebook, the entire medical record.
Okay.
So let's move on.
All right. So I'll move on. Here, just looking at the case, that the police have probable cause. That's why Sam Jackson is a suspect, and that's why he's in custody. So I want to stick to what we know now. Anyone that falls victim to SGBV, which is sexual gender-based violence, we should protect them. The society should protect these people instead of victimizing them again. So that's my concern, okay? That, you know, her record is there and we cannot victimize her as she's there. She needs, if this do end up as a crime, we have to protect her. We have to protect our, you know, children. We have to protect women. We have to protect men, that, you know, men can also be victim as well. We have to protect everyone under the law. It is the law of the land to protect our victims. We have actual laws on the books on that. So I want, you know, we should not politicize this. You know, and I stand firm on that we have to speak up for victims. Regardless, you know, whether it's public, you know, we all are going to have our opinion, but we have to stick to the facts. There was a potential crime committed here. This is still being investigated. So we can have our opinion, but it still has to be based on the rule of law. Because again, someone died. Allegedly, this was a crime. Someone is going to be held liable. I honestly want to extend my condolences again to Tony and her family, because this was a sexual or violent crime against a female. And, you know, as a female, as someone that, you know, that speaks on women issues, this was not okay. And we cannot let this continue on in a society, because we have lots of issues with sexual crimes against kids and women in our society. And we need to speak up on that, and those need to be prosecuted. And you know what, Stanton, I can suggest to you, maybe you should have a criminal investigator come on the show to speak to some of this. But thank you for having me join on your show to speak to this. I do not think this should be politicized, because there was a crime committed, an alleged crime committed here.
Let me say thank you very much, Peabody Kede. Thank you. I hope I won't forget your last name. I want to say to all of you, it's been a wonderful show, but let me give my take. As always, I am concerned, but we are limited to speak to certain issues that involve everything you are hearing, folks. I know we all speculate sometimes, we give our opinions, but the investigation will lead to the fact. A lot of questions. I spoke to Uncle Sam today, and I asked Uncle Sam, which is so important for us to explain tonight. Have you ever hit on your wife? I asked him the direct question. I asked Uncle Sam, have you ever hit on your wife? Have you ever beat your wife? Uncle Sam said, Stanton, I have never. I said, since you guys got together, since you met. And Uncle Sam said the last time we had a serious argument, and this is what Uncle Sam said, was 3 years ago. And I asked Uncle Sam because I said, Uncle Sam, you need to tell me the truth. Have you ever abused her? Have you ever called her name? He always said, you know, I call everybody's name, but I've never laid my hand on her. I asked Uncle Sam, the situation in the hospital, what happened? Uncle Sam said that was a surgery that was done to reduce the pressure in the draining. He said it was done in the hospital. He said the doctor can attest to it. I said, so well, Uncle Sam, so you mean you're telling me that nothing was on your wife's head prior to going to the hospital? Uncle Sam said, no. You can ask the doctor that did the surgery 2 days ago. He opened my wife's head. Those that were at the hospital, he pointed them out to me. And it's good that we are not speculating yet. I'm asking. I have not had a full sleep. Let me see. Back and forth, asking questions, speaking to Uncle Sam. He was mad. Then I got angry and I texted him. I said, you need to get the whatsoever off Facebook. I said, it's not helping you. You need to stop. I asked him, I said, Uncle Sam, how did you meet your wife when you returned from the radio station? Uncle Sam said, when I returned from the radio station, I had the security, 2 of them, and another person on the porch. I passed them, the room door was locked. When I opened the room door, I met my wife lying on the floor. Then I said, Uncle Sam, what did you do? Uncle Sam said, my wife was naked, and I screamed, and they came, helped me put clothes on her. How did you leave your work prior to going to the radio station? Uncle Sam said, Stanton, I kissed my wife. Usually, when she's in the room, she locked the door. Usually, the people that in the yard, the security, they all know. How did you get your wife to the hospital? He said, Stanton, I came on the show. There was no even an ambulance, and I said it, to take my wife from Catholic to the other hospital. I had a full conversation with Uncle Sam. Has it ever happened before? Uncle Sam said, yes. My wife bumped her head when we let her at JFK Airport. Has it ever happened before outside of JFK? Uncle Sam said, yes. It happened in South Africa. Has she ever experienced any bruises? Uncle Sam said it's a normal thing. The woman bruise all the time. I said, have you reported? Have you taken picture? And then he said something which is very important. He said, Stanton, because my wife get bruised, I'm gonna go take picture every time she get bruised on her body. So I said, how you feeling? He said, I'm feeling good. I will explain. I got all the document, all the medical record, and I will explain. So I asked him, I said, why were you mad when the police arrived at your place? Uncle Sam said, because my wife just died. And under that condition, here come police ask me a question. But yes, the cash. And I reminded Uncle Sam, you receive a call from Gregory Coleman telling you that they needed to ask you a question. Can you come to the office, to the Liberian National Police? You said it. You told Gregory, I can't come. Gregory said, can I send somebody? You agreed. So why couldn't you handle it differently? And Uncle Sam, that took George, and that's what you said. It was so right. He was in the moment. So what we are saying, and what we are saying here, folks, it is only fair for us to allow Gregory and the rest of the investigators, the entire Liberian National Police, to proceed accordingly. Is the bruises on the skin consistent to these allegations? Was she murdered? So now we get an understanding that people say, yeah, he hit the woman bust her hair open. No, the hair open was the work of the doctor, like Uncle Sam said. Maybe the doctor will speak. The doctor have to answer question. The doctor, the surgeon is in Liberia. He will have to answer question. Is that bruises consistent with seizures? You fall, you hit your head, or maybe ain't no blood thinner that can cause some bruises on your body? That's the investigation. So we will wait. And these investigators, they are very smart people. These lawyers are smart people. They will ask the necessary question. Now somebody saying there's something to me about what Uncle Sam Fram wrote. I don't think I want to buy into it. If it is part of the investigation, that's fine. Like somebody say, I wish and we pray he would have reported long since these abuses when he was informed. The problem today told him what been her life. 8, she was beaten to death. So why I close here? It's a lot to the story. We have a lot of information, but we will wait. Like Gregory himself will explain to the nation as the investigation continues. I do not, and I will not go ahead to say more, and I will remain calm because we know Uncle Sam. And thank God he have refrained from using social media like he did the last 2 days. Thank God he have listened. Thank God. Because a lot of good people were praying for him. But he took the taste out of the folks' mouth, the way in which he was coming back at them. And I don't think he put politics into this. It shouldn't be anything close to politics. May God bless the Jackson family. May also rest in peace, and may the investigation continue. I have hope in the Liberia National Police. I believe Gregory Coleman that he will do a decent job, he and his team, and they are doing a better job. And I think Uncle Sam is resolved. He will provide those evidence from South Africa, the text message that he sent to Tony's mom, the pictures when it was taken, who took those pictures, and everything will be investigated. But the law
The alleged text messages from Miss Tony to the Embassy of South Africa. Unfortunately,
Exactly.
you all did interrupted me, so I want to add that there.
No, we didn't interrupt you. You always leave some for tomorrow.
Okay.
Those things, those text messages, those are text messages that must be found in her phone. I like when you say these are alleged text messages. But one thing I can assure all Liberians, Gregory Coleman is very mindful. If we beat on him for something, trust me, we will. But what is happening? He's very, very careful. He's very mindful because it's about other country, right? He want to do this. He want to cross all his T's and dot all his I's, right? Then, if Uncle Sam have to go to court, it will not be like the Capitol building situation. It will not be like other cases in the past. They will be very careful, very measured, and they will find a reason if they have to charge Uncle Sam. Or if they have to exonerate Uncle Sam, they must come up with a good reason. So to all of you out there, to our fellow Liberian, hold on. Do not rush to judgment. We know we are in our feelings. We know it's all sentimental. But I will say to you, whether it's women month, a girls month, whatever it is, gender-based issue, they beat on her, man, it's bad. But we will resolve, we will hold on to ourselves, and we allow the law be the law. So we leave this with you. Rest assured, tomorrow we'll be having a couple of women coming. What's her name? Victoria Kwekwe coming with other women on the show tomorrow, and we'll discuss this issue about the whole gender violence issue. We'll discuss whether it's the month to discuss it. So we invite you to join us. The one who have the say. When you see something, say something. We backing you. When you see something, say something. Do not allow any man to beat on you. Don't do it. You don't have to be there. These are, if it is true, it will lead to this. We're begging our sisters, our mothers, our girlfriends, and our wives. We're begging, we're begging every one of you. You don't have to be there. Don't let it to go this far. And we hope that you will listen. Before we go real quick, we got this video of the Liberia Immigration Services member in Sierra Leone with so many drugs. The Liberian Immigration Grand Cape My Commando. Take a look. Liberia Immigration Commander at the border, Grand Cape Man. He entered into Sierra Leone with so many drugs. They arrested him. As you can see, he entered into Sierra Leone. He's the immigration commander at the border. He entered into Sierra Leone with a lot of drugs on him. So the Sierra Leone people arrested him, right? He's the immigration commander. His name is Randy Tuwe. Randy Tuwe, the Deputy Border Patrol Commander of Grand Cape Mount. Deputy Patrol Commander, Border Patrol Commander, LIS, Liberia Immigration at Grand Cape Mount. Mr. Randy Tuwe. He was arrested in Jadema, Sierra Leone by the Sierra Leone Drugs Enforcement Agency. Possession of 600 strips of tramadol tablet. What you're going to do? Maybe the man here thing. You see, so there you have it. They arrested him today and he's under investigation. This is the Liberia Immigration. These are the tramadol the man carrying into Sierra Leone, as you can see. These are the tramadol. So, Kev, please tell your people in Sierra Leone to investigate accordingly, please. These are the tramadol. So there you have it. I will sit back and thank you for coming, every one of you. I will take calls. I want to hear more from the Liberian people. If you have to leave, that's fine. If you want to hang with me, I do appreciate. But we do appreciate you. We have come, but let's open the phone line now to hear from our Liberian people. What you say? We're finishing our own. Let me say hi to my dear friend, your husband, and hope to talk to him again.
Bye.
Thank you, Brown C. Yes. I want to say to all of you, it's good to have you. I believe Nelson is Jacob. Are you in studio, Jacob? You saw what's different today, though. The background is not like.
I went to the studio, but you are taking calls. So and Nelson was in control, so I couldn't.
Oh, so you home now?
Yeah. So I had.
Okay. So no calabash for that.
I mean, we money
I'm sorry, Chief. We're morning. You're right. We're morning. We're morning, Chief. I'm sorry. Sorry for that. We're morning. Your name and where you joining us from? Yeah, your name? Where are you joining us from? Yes, sir.
My name is Jerry Tarway. How you doing?
Jerry, talk to us.
Yeah, okay. I'm skin to look. I like your conclusion a while ago. I like it a while ago. I like exactly what you said. We need to just hold on, exercise patience, and let the facts unfold. But having said that, I mean, something Conakry also said. I mean, Uncle Sam is a little bit temperamental. I mean, who lost his wife, close lost one like that loved one, and become the way he has exhibited behaviors? You need to control himself. And the way he has acted since this thing unfolded raised a lot of eyebrows. So I just hope that at least you were able to talk to him too, to this from Facebook, and let the investigation unfold. Another thing I also want to stress is that if
let's take another call, my man. You tell all the time.
All right, okay.
We'll bring you back on to tomorrow. Thank you. Your name and where you joining us from, my friend? Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is A.B. Carter. I'm calling from Minnesota.
A.B., talk to us.
Hey, listen, sister. My thing is, yeah, like you said, you talked to Sam Jackson about his, comment, giving interview. I think that's the right thing you did. He should stop, especially when he make those statements. He talked about jealousy and he talked about extreme jealousy. Those kind of words can get you in big, big trouble. He has to be careful. I mean, we understand that this thing can go, in so many ways, so many directions. But we hope that the police do a good job and come up with the findings so that at least everybody will be satisfied.
Thank you. We're going to take this one. Then we'll go to Nelson. We have not heard from the people in Liberia. Your name and where you joining us from?
Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Central, I have a couple of issues. But my first issue has to do with the police guy that Sam Jackson said that they killed his father. And then, Stanton, do you really know what it takes for somebody to say, we kill your father and you in army, you standing there. The person said it in your presence, we kill your father. And you do nothing about it? That man should be getting a medal of peace. Yeah. He should be getting a medal of peace. Because if I were the one that said that would be the last word you would ever say. That's one.
Thank you very much. We will not encourage the violence, and we pass that. Nelson, let's hear you. Do you have calls coming in, Nelson? We're not hearing you, Nelson. Can you unmute, please?
Okay, yeah, so we have calls here. Let's take this person. Hello. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you. Michael, please go ahead. Let's hear you quickly, sir.
Thank you so much. For the PV family, I say I'm a sympathetic and the similar family called GET.
Okay.
What is what you are doing? You bring someone. I want other people calling. Wo ni other people that you will be doing.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank God so much my school family. Thank you. And we know who do the evil to the belief family. Thank you so much, school.
Thank you for your input. Hello.
Nelson?
Yeah, hello.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's good to have you. Let's hear you.
My name is Marh GSA Rural Community.
All right. Let's hear you.
And I listened to the CEO. He said he asked the 73-year-old participant, and then he asked a few questions. And one of the questions was, when you came onto the radio station, what was your wife? And he said he worked for this and the door and that. So how did he manage to open the door? Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Let's see if we take this person. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you. This is Sam here. Joining you from a long time yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Let's hear you.
Let me first of all express my condolences to the bereaved family. I think the lady who have come to Liberia and then marry our father, our brother. So I think it's a great loss. The issue of politics, we will not put the issue of politics into the match. But sometimes too, we have to call on the national police. Now saying it's beyond bad because it is being alleged. So we hope and pray that it will be somebody from the other side too, that person will be beyond bad.
Thank
you. Because it happened to a lady that was raped and the police said there was no probable cause to charge the individual for free. So saying it's beyond bad, we are watching. It shouldn't be same because it's from the other side. Although it's not the issue of politics, but when it comes to these issues, I think the fair judgment should be done. Thank you.
Thank you for your input. Hello. Hello. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Hey, listen.
Good evening. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Look. Pat Jackson, I mean, he's been doing a whole lot in this country. And people been using Liberia economy. And he knows fully well, he never made any disclaimer that he's now an economy. He's been doing a whole lot. Allow the coup and a whole lot he been doing. He dreamed a whole lot. As an age dream, I mean, following little children, and you want to beat on the poor child.
Let's move ahead, Nelson. Those are allegations that not proven. Let's move ahead. We got to pay attention, Nelson.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling for justice.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Someone asked a question. They do a lack how they pay money to open it. Who knows? Maybe they go. The lack is a lack. The puzzle I pay get one or two and to the station.
Okay.
So that one again, we're working on our. So we
Thank
don't
you.
know how to do how to wait for the police. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your input. This person, hello. Okay, this one, hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Nathan, for picking my call. Abu, I'm calling for Putin.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Nathan, I'm just shocked, very shocked. And I'm awful. Just enter. Enter. Now you know, like, choose your word carefully. I say you will not prevent the investigation. You're not talking the investigation. It will take time. So, nobody will start delay. But certain, and all things happen in the past. You don't have an investigation. You bullet people on your platform. You insult them on your platform. You call them names.
That's a past man. Who has on my platform? That's a past. Let's go to the next caller. You're not ready.
Hello, your name and where you calling from? Let's hear you.
Good evening. I'm Mark L. Johnson. I do call from District Number 10, precise.
Mark, please go ahead quickly.
Resident.
Please go ahead. Let's hear you.
Okay. Today we seeing the police taking a drastic action on Mr. Sam Jackson, who of course that he going through a bereavement. He going through the period of a bereavement.
Mm-hmm.
There was a period of time that we do see the police honor our law of first-degree felony that they happen within a rape of a minister. Brian McGill, the police does not did immediate arrest, never detain Brian McGill. But today we are seeing Sam Jackson, which of course from the opposition, being detained behind bars when he's going through the state of bereavement. We want to say to Gregor Common, you got to be very, very much careful in which.
Thank you very much for your input. Thank you.
Hello?
Yeah, just conclude quickly now so we take others.
We want to say to you, Gregor Common, you got to be very, very much careful the way in which you are proceeding.
Okay, thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly. Yeah, go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I say thank you to that army man that on our show. He get my heart. You see, two men on our show, all when they talking, they're the first thing. They send Jackson with our other story, they come on using scope and where would they use scope before. Not talking, yeah, I to say then somebody question show. Take time to talk. No kind of people can bring problem. They don't want to build up for a woman.
Thank you very much. Hello. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yeah, look, Nelson, I call from GSL.
Your name?
Yes, look, for me, I will urge the government and the police to do a great job because the lady that was married by Samuel Jackson married was South African. And the people of South Africa, they will not let their child to come to another country and be mourned in that way. And people, the opposition want to protect that person because he's part of the opposition. So he will marry somebody from South Africa, kill the person, and they want to protect that person. So the government needs to investigate.
Thank you very much. This person, hello. Yeah, hello. Please go ahead.
The minister did that. They call him professionally. So no one must take the bush. You must be talking here. And I'm the power city. The minister never say, yeah. So no one can call it. The next part of the witness of what else we do.
Thank you for your input, Marco. We appreciate you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm calling from Patrick.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly.
Something I want to know. According to the police director, they don't have charges yet for Sam Jackson, but they are detained to the police station. So it seems like there was Jackson. You don't have charges for the person. Instead of you allowing him to go home, others protect him from home so that he can escape. But then you keep him in the police station like they're going against the man's right.
Thank
you. But is that right though? They're not going against the man, right? And it looks like we gotta say this repeatedly. It's normal, it's good, it's fair. That's the right thing. The Labrador National Police can hold you for 48 hours. They're not going against this right. There's no allegation that Uncle Sam messed with small girls. Somebody call on that one. Guys, I will encourage every one of you. Thank you for listening, though. Let's just allow Gregory Coleman and the Labrador National Police to proceed with their investigation. That's the best thing. That's the best thing. You know, they may never be 100%, but they are on the right path. So we say to all of you, tomorrow we'll be having Victoria Kukwe, the former ANC artist, ANC member, coming on with other women to discuss the issue of a gender base, and we'll be discussing other issues in the country as well. A lot of stuff happening. The price of fuel, I think gas went up. Is that gas or fuel? Something of that, right, Jacob? Jacob?
Both of them went up.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to take only one, but you said that both.
Yeah, it's also gone up, and we had like, I went to one or two gas stations today that was very, very bad. One of it was closed, so yeah.
So people standing online now for fuel and gas?
Yeah, there was a long line at Connect Rehab. I passed there because I was up Marshall today, came back, passed there. It was a long line.
Wow. Did you take picture? Did you take picture?
No, I didn't take picture.
Please take picture next time. Let's show it, just to believe you. But what I say, it happens, right? This is where we are. When these things happen, they say when America sneezes, the other country catch the cold, right? Gonna agree? And that's what's happening right now. Things is happening in the Gulf situation will happen, and that's why we told the guy. I like what President Obama said. He said it will be a rough time. The rice price will go up, fuel price will go up, everything. So at least it prepare the minds. But when you have your people you put in power like Amos Two and the rest of them trying to reassure and saying that nothing will have happened, that was a mistake. I think they're on to that. Let's move on. But right now things will be hard because guess what? They are fighting in the Middle East. Things will be hard. We're not producing our own natural, our gas and our fuel, nothing. No. We can buy them. So when you buy them, the price go up. And sometimes people are even selling them. Like, bro, why? You go to Nigeria and beg Nigeria, hold it. Nigeria say, we'll keep it for ourselves. Donald Trump just opened the reserve, 172 barrels, millions of barrels. Where is our reserve? 1, 2. Where is Liberia reserve? Can we open our reserve? And we're talking about tomorrow.
We get invisible reserve.
Can President Barker give an instruction right now to open our reserve? I said, where is the reserve? No, I'm serious.
The reserve is with LPRC. LPRC said they could supply Liberia, and they did. Mostako, I've always said one thing.
I beg you, answer too. Let me ask the people, right? We'll continue with the Uncle Sam story tomorrow, guys. Thank you for participating. But let's come to this thing, right? Nelson can show our reserve. Come on, real quick, Nelson. I know we got to go. You've been up since this morning. We applaud you, Nelson. Thank you for the great job. Come on, Liberian people, where is our reserve? But Nelson. No, we must have a reserve. Listen, where's our reserve? America opened 172 barrels, millions, 172 millions of barrels. They say, you know what, we'll open the reserve. Yeah, they open it. China opening her reserve. Russia opening her reserve. Other country, Nigeria opening her reserve. Where is our reserve? Nelson, can we take 5 gallons for our reserve? Just 5? No, I'm serious though. Nelson, I know you got to go on Nelson time. Nelson, you're a journalist. Can you go to our reserve? Where can you find a reserve? On Route Free Highway or where in Boca Junior? Well, Nelson, answer that. We got to go. Answer, Nelson.
Interestingly, CEO, today, I too struggled to get gasoline. I was fortunate to have been the last person on the line right after I got served. Then the rest of the folks were told that there was no gasoline at Connect. So I managed to have engaged with one of the few attendants. In fact, the manager at that particular filling station, and she confirmed that indeed there's shortage of the product in the country. she
Are you
begged.
just going to increase the price tomorrow or next week? You think that's what they are doing though?
Yeah, hoarding is possible. Hoarding is one of those things that a lot of business people would do to profiteer, especially when you have these kinds of situations. But so far, the government, yes, they made official statement. They released the statement today regarding the increase in price. But the government is still assuring us that we have sufficient products in the country.
So the question remains that where is our reserve? Now people say, CEO, you're joking. Yes, indeed, I am kidding. But where is our reserve? Because we don't have any. Seriously. You know, and we'll discuss this tomorrow, bringing some experts to come and talk to us, right? I don't know. I don't want to get into it because Nelson's pushing me. You know, he's tired. You got to go home. And then let me ask a person. Maybe they know where our reserve at. But real quick, my man, you know where the Labrador reserve at? Where is our reserve?
What is our reserve?
Yeah, our oil reserve, our gasoline reserve.
Why is Stenton acting like he's living in?
Let me hang out, my man. I'm just calling the TC. But Greg, what's going on here? Again, guys, let's end this show. I'm not going to talk to you no more. Let's end this show. The Liberian people were told by His Excellency Joseph Yimabwaka things will get harder because of the situation in the Middle East. That was bad. He took the tomorrow. That was unique. He didn't hold back. He told his people that things will get harder, but we are trying. We will try to make the situation much better. That's what a leader would do. That's exactly what a leader should do. And I don't want to go back on the grid. On the CDC, we were going to Sierra Leone to get product. You remember? People were jumping over fence and standing online. You remember? So therefore, Amos 12 should have taken the time to say, listen, my people, it will get rough, but we're trying to be measured up. And that's what Joseph Boyka did. And that's what we applaud him. I don't know what you were saying, Jacob. Let's make it quick because Nelson, you can turn over to Facebook, Nelson. Thank you very much. We appreciate
Somebody just reminded me that I think Amos brought you for the first time.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
What you said, Jacob?
No, the few you are asking for our strategic reserve, our reserve. So I'm asking.
I mean, I said reserve before strategic. We didn't get a reserve before you said strategic.
And that was a joke, man.
Jacob, we
don't have storage. Do we have storage?
Well, the one minute great. In America, people will say they will say strategic reserve.
Yeah.
We don't get reserve, then you go put strategic. What makes it strategic? You got empty place sitting there. You say strategic. Where? The strategic reserve in the capital building and executive marshal. They gotta get a gas thing in the pocket and find it.
I get PR the minute we're running Stanton. The PR caught up is so embarrassing now to speak. You know, I saw as I posted a video today. I hope you can share that video. It's a very interesting. The video showing when the reserve was launched at the port. Yeah. You know, I don't know.
We actually have reserve.
I think our reserve would have been key to sell gas.
But I said, what you doing, my man? Tell us. You said you posted something. Was it reserve?
Please share the video you posted. It's a very nice
video. You get a video, man. Darrell's do posted it, and I took it from there. It was when these boys were playing their propaganda, and we always made them to understand that you cannot use propaganda to run an economy. Not possible. You know the man when Amos 12 came on our show, Amos 12 said, LPRC.
But I said, can you send it to me? I beg you. Seriously, I want to see it. Can you send it?
Okay.
Stanton, I heard Amos 12 saying that, like the tank farm Honorable Ability has, they were going to establish their own as well. I don't know if that was on the way or it was a future plan, but it sounds as though they were going to have their own oil reserve as well because they were going to take over some initiative of distributing gases. So I think I heard that.
Colin Gray.
Yeah.
Colin Gray. Yeah. And let me be friendly with you, right? And if I continue to keep pressing the Amos Square, we will be on the show explaining every day.
Yeah.
And the people will not buy it. You know, some people in certain sector in the government, right, want to agree. Joseph Boakai needs to start thinking that to get rid of them, reshuffle them. If these people continue to agree, it will be one of the worst things. You cannot listen. We can fight all day, and I will be friend with you. We'll fight all day to defend the government, but it will not work because the people themselves are not ready for change. I've been serious. The people themselves are not ready for change, and that's where we are today. If the people have vision, it will help Joseph Boakai build a good government, help the Liberian people. But where there is no vision, the nation perish, the people perish, and that's what we're seeing. So I want to say to everybody, we can laugh and joke. President Boakai means well, but his folks that should be implementing this thing. When you come in and say nothing can change, and you know this is a global stuff, you get sugar, honey, iced tea. You get nothing. Then you can say nothing can change. You make the other people laugh at us. And that's the problem we have today. So I want to encourage all of you, my man. I don't like listening to them because they are, you know, it's getting worse every day. You know, they think this is a game. So one may ask, well, have Amos ever work at LPRC? You get nothing. You brought in something tons of few. You sold it. You went back and said this is the best thing ever. Then what happened? Where's the reserve? You know, don't wait for the ball. We will ask that question. Where's the reserve, folks? It's not there. Yeah. To be frank, it's not. We ain't got anything. I said, talk to us, my friend. But we ain't got anything, though. Seriously, we're done.
Yeah. So Stanton, I will come back again. You can lie to win an election. You cannot lie to govern a country. Propaganda cannot solve the country's problem. You remember Amos Twe and myself were going back and forth on something he said just recently when he was saying, you know, the government, the technocrat, the thing the government do, and so Liberia get the least price per liter. And I told you, Amos Twe, you are wrong. You are very wrong. As per the map that exists, Liberia does not have the least price. And then you say, oh, you can understand things also. Then he was being insulting, but again, that's the United Party thing, they always insult. Even things they don't understand, they try to insult people that understand it more. But listen, the country does not have gas. The price of gas has skyrocketed. And I know one thing. The only thing our brothers will do, they will put all of that crime on the war in Iran. During the time they were causing all of the noise about George React gas price going up, they didn't know at all that there was war in Ukraine. They didn't know. But today, the little brothers from the other side will want the people of Liberia believe that indeed the war in Iran made the gas price in Liberia to go up. Amos Twe came on the show and he said the gas price will not go up. Right after he left the show, you know what they did? They went to the Freeport. You know what they call flashing? You know when they say you want when somebody, you want eat somebody, you can flash them. Say you see that I'll give you. They went there and they flashed it to the people of Liberia. They stood by a certain long vessel and they took video. They say, yeah, you see it.
No, but let me hold you there, Ase, let me hold you there. And this is why it's so
that flashing water, that BM border down there.
BM water, flashing. You can
no, but let me hold you there. You know, the issue here is that to be frank, though, the line to President Boakai so too much. And President Boakai, either he buying it or maybe he just tired and he's immune to the lies. Great. You know your son. And anything your son will tell you, that will be lies. So when your son comes in, you're ready. It's a situation today. Amos Twe came and said nothing will change. The next day they put up by 50 cents. Guess what happened? Musa appeared on the show and said, you're joking. This thing will go up. And I predicted it because I heard it, that this thing was going to go more than $1. Look at it today. $5.50. AGO. US. Look at it today. Gasoline, $4.59. It's PMS. Look at the other one. Retail price, $4.87. $910 liberty. Look at this retail, $1,080. The thing is more than $5 US now. More than $5 US. Is that how much the rate? Can you imagine? So be fair to your people and just tell them the truth. These guys are making things difficult for President Walker to lead. They are. You came up and you telling the Liberian people, we bought, oh, you know what? This government is a responsible government. It's a professional government. We went ahead. Guess what we did, Colonel Gray? We opened our reserve, and remember, we imported fuel, and the president commissioned their tanks. And I think these guys are doing extremely well. 40,000 tons. Hey, the papela. But you forget to tell him, after you pay the people you take the fuel from, Emma to eat their own. They're not being fair with Joseph Boakai government because people there just want to eat and talk rubbish. It's bad. Listen, if you sit down with President Boakai, he means well. They're understanding. But the other thing behind Ipala, we don't know. That's on done, so not done. And I think that's what they're destroying the Omen program. Look at agriculture. Yeah. You put people in there that are destroying the program. Now we're on the emergency fuel, and the price of rice is going to go up, and flour going to go up, and cassava going to go up, and sugar will go up, and cement will go up. Everything going up. Because you know what? That's settled. It's the machine. I mean, you clean something in the back, Jacob Jala or one of you guys. That settle is the machine that still the engine. Is that lubricant that make things to run. So once it going up, everything will go up. And so I said to you, man, the guys ain't got to be serious. They giving Joseph Boakai hard time. They are. They gave me for small money, for 50,000 here, 10,000 there, 30,000 there. They giving Joseph Boakai hard time. They're fighting over peanuts. Yeah, the minister, the director traveled to Nigeria. He engaged his counterpart. They gave him 40 metric tons of fuel. And we were paid by then. We go to President Boakai and say, Papa, you know, we pay the one here, we do the one, the other one, we keep it, and we come back.
Still no, maybe we'll go through. I saw somewhere, I think the cabinet, the president has concerns over how much money has been spent on foreign travels over the past period. I think
we can go to the report. I can tell you right now, the money that has been spent in past, the president shouldn't ask for it. We got most of the documents that Gafan signed and Burma Kamara signed. Money that they collected 2-3 times on one trip alone. You want to open it? Let's talk it. No, I can't do it. If I do it now, most
of those trips after 2-3 years, most of those trips are
celebrating.
Most of those trips are proving to be very meaningless trips.
That's a good conversation also to include tomorrow. I think it's.
We include tomorrow, but can you imagine that these guys would go on trip every day with their girlfriends, and they would go on trip with their boyfriends, and they would sleep in a luxurious hotel, and they would eat food, and they were refusing to come home. They would take DSA 2-3 times and take this, and then lie on it. And guess what happened? When the guys don't want to leave Liberia stress, they say they go on a program. They formulate their own program. You know that, Colonel Greg, you know that? They formulate their own program. They call one foreign minister and say, I'll come and see you.
I'll go to the expertise of motor and not a farm program.
They formulate their program. They will formulate all the thing. All the user program, you chop it, he said no more. It's not UN program no more, it's a European program. They go all around the European nation and say, you know what, we'll formulate a program. Now they turn to the Arab war. You know, I gotta go meet my Arab counterpart in Dubai. Dubai is on fire. We gotta go to UAE. UAE, where are you going now? Because all the people that are in war. The airport is shut down. You guys are mad. So the thing is, we gotta go Morocco, we gotta go Ghana. They're creating their own program because they want to go hang out on a vacation with the girlfriend and the boyfriend. So they're creating their own program. We know them. We got pictures of them. They want to go out to hang out with the girlfriends and boyfriend, so they create their own program. So when they're putting a girlfriend in there as secretary, first secretary, second secretary, and traveling with them, you know how many of them go on China? They go on honeymoon. They go to China, they go enjoy themselves, they come back, they go buy the business, but yet instead of take DSA, they are giving President Bwaka hard time. But the puppet too, he gotta forget about their pa and grand uncle and uncle thing and fire people. That's too much about my pa, my uncle, Uncle Joe, Uncle. You know Uncle Joe, Papa, the country gotta move forward. Leave this tradition and Uncle Joe thing. And now guess what happened? Where is the reserve?
Yeah,
America opening 172 million barrels. Where's our reserve? Can we open our reserve? No, can we open our reserve?
It's true. Just as you said, the next price that will increase is the rice price from commerce. That's the next price that will increase in the coming days. The bigger justification that will be here from the government is that there is Ukraine crisis and there's also Iran crisis. But I don't think that
it is. We do have a crisis. That was our legacy. President Baga said things will get hard. He didn't hide it. He didn't hide it. He said it. People will get ready. And that's what the leader should do. And you found a way to fix it. Don't listen to us and do. You know, I don't want to be on CDC. Don't listen to Jacob Chala. Don't listen to Wanto. Listen to the president. He said we will get there together. Things will get hard because of the situation in Iran, the situation in the Gulf. Those people produce oil. The Strait of Hormuz is shut down. 20% of the world oil go through that area, Liberia included. So it will get hard. But my fellow Liberians, though, your president, Joseph Yuma Bwaka, have informed you. He will take you through. Let me say this. I do believe. It's something in my heart. I already believe in Joseph Bwaka. Small something. I'm not 0% yet. I still have faith that maybe something is left in there for him to fix. But here's my problem, Jacob. Here's my problem. Those guys that are here appointed, oh my God, they are destroying him. They are lying to him. And they're doing a revolving door around him. And that's the problem. But to all of you out there, it's 8 p.m., 12 p.m. in Liberia. May God bless you. May God keep you. And may God save our state. If you guys have anything to say, speak now, or I will see you tomorrow by God's grace.
Yeah, still on one quick thing I would like to say, not to go in any detail. I think I heard a few people say that repeatedly today, say, going back to the same issue that Sam is not an economist. That's not true. Sam is an economist, educated as an economist. I worked as an economist for more than 3 decades. So it doesn't take a lot to be an economist, actually. 4-year degree, high school 4-year degree, and then you work as an economist. There's not like try to fix a spaceship to the moon. So nothing complicated about it. So yeah. Yes.
The cabinet also very disrespectful because he's a published writer. He is school at LSE. They come at LSE, work in multiple government. Sometimes people just insult people publicly on our education if they disagree with it, and I think we should desist from that. I listened to that comment twice, and I feel very embarrassed. Forget the entire crisis ongoing. He's a brilliant economist, proven writer, with evidence of academic, scholastic justification in his background.
Thank you very much. Thank you. What about you, Isaac? How can I agree?
Santa, I wanted to say one thing I was quite elated about was when Mr. Jackson's lawyer, who appeared here, said he was calm and he was not in a high temperament, so he was cooperating. That tells me he has regained his sanity of mind, and I hope he'll continue that way because this is not where you get angry and say what you regret later on. So I'm glad that he's cooperating with this issue. This issue we must get to the bottom of it because especially it's the life of an individual and also the life of a foreign person that could come back to reflect on us.
People cry, children in the streets.
I don't know, Asa, why you playing that and your phone is off. Okay, I want to say thank you very much. Asa, go ahead.
Well, if we are ending, I mean, we got more to talk tomorrow. In the issue of the gas and thing is very, very necessary that we have it as a big discussion so that our people understand what is going on for them to be ready. Because there's always lies. There will always be lies, and we are here to give them the truth. Hopefully, we can have the discussion tomorrow on many other things that we have discussed also.
Asido, thank you very much. I want to thank you, Conor Gray. It's always good seeing you. Jacob Jala, thank you very much for joining us. To all of you out there, we do appreciate you. A great conversation today. Tomorrow we'll get Victoria Kokwe and the rest of the females to talk on this issue. We also want to discuss other national issues, suspension in government, issue at the border, the Labrador Immigration Service guy that was arrested. We'll talk about setting the agenda for the week, and also we'll look into the Samuel Jackson case again as we move on. But again, I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us today. May God bless you, may God keep you, and may God save our state. Have a good evening and good night wherever you are. Bye-bye. All right, thank you very much. Good night. Have a good night.